This is him refusing to do a certain act.
I will not go down that way.
Oh, my God.
The last time I did it, my dentures got caught in the pubes. It was embarrassing. When I pulled back, my mouth was still there, smiling at me.
Thank God they were just partials.
Yeah. You don't forget something like that. I will not go down that way. Down there.
It's Kathy's. I think Kathy's proper disgust at the notion of an 82-year.
Oh, you ready?
Yeah.
I will not go down that way.
That's right. It stinks.
Even Stallone doesn't. I like it.
It smells like a kitty litter box.
All right, so he's a dad.
Wow.
Or gonna be a dad. Or, yeah.
Well, he is a dad.
Keep
Well,
us
he's already
updated.
dead.
By the way,
I definitely
clearly
will.
one of our. It would be so fantastic. I don't know if we do it now, but to get Pacino, on, as an interview.
One of the greatest actors
Oh
ever.
my God, he's so good.
All right, two other quick things. Speaking of the greatest actors ever, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Fubar
Watching
replaced Queen Charlotte in the #1 spot on Netflix's English TV list from May 22nd to the 28th.
Are you watching it, Steve?
I'm watching it.
I'm going to let it. I'm knocking off a whole bunch of shows right now
Okay.
and getting through it. It is in my list. I want to see it. I hear it's very good.
It's fun. I
And
guess.
it's now off my list.
Some of it,
because it has to be really good these days.
some of it's a little cheese, but I'm hanging on because Rochelle likes it. So
All right. Well, tell me. Let you finish it off, and then
Okay.
you tell me what you think. Because honestly, in this day and age, it's got to be great because there's so much out there. No, I won't go in. That we talked about the series, Preston, the docuseries about the basically the movie Orphan is based on the little girl.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, I need to see
two
that.
episodes in. It's amazing.
All right, in the last story, Andy Muschietti, the director of The Flash, appeared on a recent episode of the Discourse podcast and said that he would not consider replacing Ezra Miller in a sequel, despite the abuse allegations made against the actor in recent years. I said, I don't think that there's anyone that can play that character as well as they did. The other depictions of the character are great, but this particular version of the character, they just excelled in doing. And as you said, he said the two Barrys, it feels like a character that was made for them.
So here's the deal. It's all going to depend on what the movie company wants to do.
Oh, sure.
So he can say that, but the movie company can say no, too much of a liability because they're going to be the ones that are going to put up the money. I was very happy to hear though that Andy Muschietti is probably the guy they're going to go to do the Batman film under James Gunn's DC universe.
Awesome. All right, God, we got to get the clips.
Come on,
man. Sorry.
Come on, over here. What happened? Did you feel anything? Did I have a good time? Why are my teeth on your bush?
Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah.
What?
Has been serving the hottest drama in Beverly Hills this season. And here, Katie Maloney talks about her co-star Tom Sandoval. Here we go.
He's always willing to throw someone else under the bus or go to the most easy scapegoat person, to just deflect. He's a master deflector.
Shut the f*** up! Shut the f*** up!
Master deflector.
Master deflector.
The Vanderpump Rules reunion airs tonight, 9 o'clock. That's on Bravo, by the way. So
Bravo, which used to be about the arts.
Yes, it did.
Bravo
didn't it?
was going to be where the snooty people went to watch opera recaps.
That's a good point.
You can do what I did and start at the very, very beginning, season 1, episode 1 on Peacock.
And you love it, don't you?
I hate myself. Not only do I hate the show, but I hate myself that much more for watching it. But there's a character on the show in the first season that I was like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. Apparently, she fades out after the second season.
By the way, after Keenan's, we went out to lunch, and Tyrone from our sister station, the Fanatic, was totally giving the rundown to Casey on all things Vanderpump.
So he's a big fan.
Oh, he's way into it.
Yeah?
He's not a big fan, but he watches it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how you can watch it and like these people.
Right.
Lisa Vanderpump actually seems like a lovely woman.
Well, I used to watch Pooch Perfect, and she was a judge.
Yeah, so apparently she rescues animals, and so her and her husband seem like they're pretty decent, but everybody else is pretty reprehensible.
Scumbags?
And No, and like I don't like having opinions like that on people that I don't really know, and I don't
sometimes you have to.
I don't like hating people. So watching this show, I'm like, I don't know how people can get into this.
Would shallow be the right way to describe?
As like
You mean like
shallow
that
as a bird
song
bath.
from that movie?
No, that's Shiloh.
Oh.
All right, next clip. Here we go. Tim Robinson returns with a variety of skits to make people cringe in I Think You Should Leave. Steve loves this show.
Yeah.
And in this clip, he talks about his experience on Saturday Night Live.
It was a place where at first I really struggled when I was a cast member and I had a hard time and I was trying to figure everything out. But then when I became a writer, I feel like I really felt comfortable and to every week have that show to like challenge yourself and push yourself to try and make a room full of people who have seen every comedy move on the planet laugh was so fun for me.
Third season of I Think You Should Leave is available now on Netflix. And that is the last story I have for you in the Entertainment Report. We need to take a break because we got a guest right away. So we're going to come back in a second, and we're going to get Ian Book from your Philadelphia Eagles on the program, talking about an event that's on the way. A reminder, Haverford High School, you have been chosen to tell us who the coolest teacher of the year is. So text the word teacher to 39333 for the voting link. We'll be back in just a moment.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR. WMMR presents the I Bleed for Preston and Steve Blood Drive.
Reprise his role as Obi-Wan Kenobi in a series that centers around his Star Wars character for Disney Plus, according to the Hollywood Reporter.
It is Obi-Wan Kenobi, attorney at law. It's a departure.
That would be.
Yeah.
I think you should let him off with time served.
Giving you time served.
He's using the Jedi mind trick to sway the judge.
I think you should find him innocent.
I'm finding you innocent.
I object.
There's no way that's legal.
It's totally legal.
Oh, my God.
I think you need to go to sleep.
I got to go to sleep now.
That would be...
I would watch
Be
it.
brilliant.
I would totally
Attorney at law.
This isn't the evidence you're looking for.
Yeah.
Even if you're stone cold guilty, give me a call.
Yeah, exactly. Those are the commercials. Yeah.
Demand Kenobi.
Yeah. And he's licensed in Missouri.
I am.
Yeah.
And even if I'm not, I'll convince them I am.
Yes, that's right.
I'm licensed in Missouri.
He's licensed in Missouri.
Better call Obi.
Would he wear a Would he be a cowboy hat?
Space cowboy.
Lawyer?
Yeah.
Type? Oh, my God. Obi-Wan Kenobi, attorney at law.
Anytime, day or night, even on New Year's Day.
Coming soon to Disney Plus.
Or Life Day on the Wookiee home planet.
No, this could be good. I loved him as Obi-Wan Kenobi. I didn't care for the series of movies, but I thought he pulled it off
I agree.
wonderfully.
He was the thing that kept me watching, and he provided, I believe, the emotional core to those. The second and third movies I really do like. I think they're good. In just tone and in some way, the distinction between the Abrams movies, the artificiality of the first trilogy was almost too much. It was so CGI'd that it was hard to connect to.
Yeah,
But
everything on the screen was fake.
Yeah.
Except for the people, and even in that case, a lot of like Jar Jar obviously was fake. But there's a big stretch of time where we don't know what happens with Obi-Wan, and maybe they'll fill in that time.
Yeah.
With his law career.
law school,
With this, yeah.
passing the bar.
Mr. Kenobi, do you have anything to say?
John Houseman.
So anyhow, we'll see when that eventually
He gets his own
surfaces.
judge show.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
This bitch still got my TV.
Give the TV back.
He's settling these small claims cases.
It's like Sam
This
people.
bitch still got my TV.
Oh my God.
I suggest you return the TV.
Give me the TV.
All right, TMZ reports that Davy Chase. Now, I looked her up, and it says she starred in The Ring. She was Samara. She's the psycho.
Yes.
The scary girl.
The girl in the well.
And by the way, turns out she's gorgeous.
Yes, she is.
She was arrested, and she was arrested on a drug possession charge and spent some time behind bars. Yeah.
But she escaped through the television, didn't she?
She did. She managed to get out
I
of
knew
it
we were
through the
going that
TV.
way.
But she's had some run-ins. Last year, she was locked up after cops pulled her over for joyriding in an allegedly stolen car.
She was locked up for 7 days.
Is the phone rings after 7 days or something like
In
that?
7 days. Yeah, that's when you die. You have 7 days to get your affairs in order before you're... 7 days.
It's been a while since I've seen that movie. 6.5.
7 business days.
Business days? So that means I get the weekend, too?
Well, it's Monday's Labor Day, so about 8 days. All right, just stay there. I'm going to come over and kill you now.
Yeah, if you could be more specific, it might help in planning. So,
what if I go across the international date line? Let me get back to you.
Coming up soon, we'll be addressing Halloween. But
Yes.
it's a favorite costume for Halloween parties and haunted houses.
Which is the one where you go to where they have a girl who really does the full, clicking and the whole body gesticulation.
Penhurst?
No, it's there's probably one there, but there's one, maybe it's
There's one
it's the one way out where we
know what
always
you're
get
talking
lost
about.
going to.
It's in Bucks County.
Yeah.
I know exactly the one you're
but
talking
the girl who does
Fear?
Nah.
Might be.
Valley of Fear.
It's out kind of in a woodsy area.
It's Grotto of Consternation is the name of it.
Hang on. Chrissy is on the line to tell us about that haunted attraction. And it is Valley of Fear, isn't it? So it's Valley of Fear?
It is Valley of Fear, and the girl who does play the one from The Ring, who was there for a long time, Liz, is just a phenomenal singer, too. I just wanted to let you guys know.
Really? Okay.
Oh, yeah, she's incredibly talented.
And she was good. It says you were moving along, she'd move along, and she never sang really, but she
She didn't
I'm
sing.
the chick from The Ring, and I'm coming after you.
So her name is Liz?
Yes, Liz.
All right, cool. Thank you, Chrissy. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Cause in 7 days
See ya.
you're through.
All right.
It's not that scary.
I know, it's not scary when you sing it.
Yeah, right? Wouldn't it be a little less if it were a musical?
I live in a well and my life's kind of hell and I'm coming after you.
My life's kind of hell.
I'm the chick in the well and my life's kind of hell, but I'm a coming after you. In 7 days. 7 days.
In 7 days.
7 days.
7 days. Coming after you in 7 days.
Hey.
The Ring, the musical.
Turn my mic on. You turn his mic off.
I didn't turn it off. I think you might have hit the button yourself there, dude.
Uh-oh.
No, there we go. I just hit that button.
All right.
Wait a second. What's going on?
Wait a second. What just happened here?
Your mic will turn off in 7 seconds. Your mic will turn off in 7 seconds. What? I don't have a mic.
So, what's going on with Lindsay Lohan and the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia?
I'm sorry, I don't kiss and tell.
Mohammed bin Salman is his name.
Hey, Sababin bin Dalbin.
Rumors are... Mohammed bin Salman.
Salbin bin Dagbin. I love you.
Mohammed bin Salman.
What?
Rumors are circulating that the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, who many critics say is a dictator and the real power behind the throne of his father, King Salman, and the perpetually beleaguered Lilo have formed a special relationship of some sort.
Wait, it's a cup of good roast beef?
Some believe that he is a dictator and the real power behind the throne of his father, King Salman. So sources spill that he flies her around on his jets and showers her with presents, even gifting her with a credit card.
Oh, it's a Discover card. It pays you for every purchase.
A rep denies the claim.
What's in your wallet?
What's in your wallet? But sources insist that Lindsay, who has been based partly in Dubai for a few years, is regularly courted by Middle Eastern dignitaries.
I love dictators.
In Saudi culture of late. And
this is Lindsay.
last year declared her intention to make an all-female film dubbed Frame about Saudi Arabian life.
I want to make an all-female version of Steel Magnolias.
It is an all-female. It's already.
God damn it.
If Lindsay is, in fact, good friends with him, she wouldn't be the first Hollywood star to cavort with dictators, Kim Jong-un and Dennis Rodman. Hilary Swank and Ramzan Kadyrov.
Yes.
Steven Seagal and Vladimir Putin are just a few of the reported Hollywood political odd couples. So Lindsay might be, I don't know, tight with Mohammed bin Salman.
Wow.
And yeah, it's pretty wild, isn't it? A former Cape Breton University student says that she regrets not making a formal complaint 3 years ago against a professor who was fired this summer for demanding moose meat, lobster, and sex from a student in exchange for better grades.
In that order?
Moose meat, lobster, and sex.
All right, you don't have moose meat. You don't have lobster.
You got any lobster?
Sex. All right, look, how about sex?
She said,
Wait, I found some moose meat. Yeah!
She said, I wish I did something back then. I wish I got him fired, Jess Hardy said. Then the situation wouldn't have happened. She was a first-year student and said that Shamal Fernaduple made inappropriate comments and suggestions.
You're going to ruin the day, Fernaduple.
And her appearance and implied that he wanted a sexual relationship with her, and he would say inappropriate things all the time. Now, unfortunately, as the story goes on, it never gets into the details about the moose meat and lobster.
Well, it's a bizarre
That's what I'm
pecking
most
order.
interested in.
Right, yes. You don't understand.
But they ended up firing this guy because he apparently did.
Was it the moose meat?
To a couple of students. It was the moose meat.
He's there in front of the dean. It was the moose meat, wasn't it? Well, actually, the number 3 on the list here, the sex.
So apparently he wasn't only demanding sex, but moose meat and lobster.
I should have stopped at lobster.
And they fired him. So there you go. That's all I have in the
It's
details.
like he's looking for something to round out the list.
Yeah.
And the sex.
Yeah. Kourtney Kardashian is fighting back against critics who claim that she does no work.
Preston, are you saying she's clapping back?
She is clapping back, Steve. Yep. And she got some blowback after posting multiple shots from her family vacations in Italy and Idaho. I know.
So what's it going to be, kids? Italy or Idaho?
She's only visiting places that start with I.
Yeah.
And Idaho happened to be on the list. In Italy,
Indiana.
In Italy, the Poosh founder partied with her 3 kids, Mason, Penelope, and Rain. Remember Poosh?
I'm sorry, I just pooshed.
Yeah, that's her. Is that her lifestyle brand? Poosh.
Trying to be like Goop, I guess.
Yeah.
Poosh. I just pooshed in my pants.
People who brought you queef and drippy fart.
But she partied.
Poosh, and queef. The award-winning triple line from Kourtney Kardashian.
The Poosh founder partied with her 3 kids nominally for her sister Kylie's 22nd birthday.
With the subtle scent of salmon.
Several other family members were there, as was her ex, Scott Disick, with whom she shares her children, and his girlfriend, Sophia Richie. Now, in Idaho, Kourtney and her kids.
We're going to Idaho, kids.
Happy hour. Lots of Philadelphia Eagles are going to be there. And he is, what's awesome is not only he plays for the Eagles, but if I'm reading this correctly, the winningest quarterback in Notre Dame history.
Wow.
And his alma mater, they just won the championship of lacrosse at the Link over the weekend.
Terrific.
Please welcome Ian Book to the show this morning. So, Ian, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely, man. So, congratulations to, your alma mater, Notre Dame winning did you go to the event? Were you in town for that?
Yes, I went. So I went to the first one when they beat Virginia, and then I watched the actual championship at home. But the first one was electric. It was awesome to see Notre Dame. I'm a big lacrosse fan myself. Played in high school, so it was a really cool event.
No kidding. So, what other sports? Usually, somebody who's playing lacrosse and football maybe plays a couple other sports as well. Were you just all about all different sports?
It was really, really, really big into basketball, and then as I got into high school, started playing. It was really that time where you had to pick lacrosse or baseball. So stopped playing baseball, started playing lacrosse and football, and just stuck with those 2 throughout high school.
Nice. It served you well, obviously.
Yeah, right.
I'm trying to think if I've actually seen you play at Notre Dame. I went to Notre Dame with my wife years and years ago, and it was a Notre Dame Navy game. I got to tell you, just going to that stadium as a fan was just incredible. I mean, it's a storied history. Like, what was it like for you walking, through the tunnel that Rudy ran through?
Yeah. Rudy.
Yeah. I mean, can you talk about that experience?
Yeah, Notre Dame's a special place. I really, really enjoyed my time there. I think some people might get annoyed when we talk about how special it is, but when you love Notre Dame and you go there, it really is different. So I hope you enjoyed your experience when you went to that game. You can just feel the buzz when you get on campus. It really is, it is like a special feeling. It sounds a little cliche, but I love my time there, and just being a part of the student body there, going to class, and just everything about that football program. Nothing else matters there but winning football games, which is
it is true though about the
environment.
The backlash. It's just natural. The people just recoil, and you'll see it immediately. Sometimes you'll mention people go, "Eh." So I assume that toughens you up in life, right? That gets you used to adversity.
There's no question. A lot of people always joke that Notre Dame quarterback might be one of the hardest spots in the country because you got to win every single game. That's what it's about. And that's what you want, though, when you pick a school. You want to win a national championship. You want to go to a school that cares about winning. And like you said, from my experience, people either are obsessed and love Notre Dame or they hate us.
You know,
it's okay.
There's no middle. There's no middle.
I'm one of the ones that hates you, and not you, obviously, but your alma mater. They're really fun to root against. They're a fun team to hate.
Yes.
And it's an interesting conundrum for me because I loathe Notre Dame and I love the Eagles. So, like, you know, and you haven't changed. You're the same damn person. You just put on a different shirt, you know? So, like, all of a sudden now I'm supposed to like you, but 6 years ago I would have absolutely not been able to stand you at all. It's really fairly ridiculous when you think about it.
It's okay. It's fair.
Well, the Travis Manning Foundation, it's a veteran services organization. You have a direct connection to that via your brother, correct?
Correct. Brother, dad, cousin. You know, there's a lot of people in my family that, you know, have served for our country. So it means a lot to me.
And is your brother on track to be a Green Beret?
He is. He's currently in North Carolina, finishing up his training, and he's currently in a dark period, so he doesn't have his phone. So it's a good thing if we don't hear from him because that means he's still on track. And we're excited to go to the graduation here. I think it's in July. So he's doing great.
Green Beret is obviously they're an elite group. You've trained a physical regimen all your life as well. Do you think you could fare well in the Green Beret training regimen?
I would like to say I think I might be able to do it, but after being able to talk to my brother just a little bit, it is a whole nother level. I have a lot of respect for those guys. I always feel like, you know, I know what it's like to push your body, push your mind in football. It's like, this is a sport. These guys are doing life or death stuff, and it's a whole nother level. My respect for them is off the charts. And just from hearing, my brother can't even tell me everything. You know, it's top secret, whatever you want to call it. But from what I've heard, it is a different level, and it's more mental than it is anything. So I'm very proud of him, and I hope it all goes well. And you know, I'm very excited to go to that graduation.
Ian, what have you're fairly new to Philadelphia. What are you finding out about the town? Maybe over the past few months or this summer, if you're going to be spending time in town, what are you enjoying about it so far?
Yeah, I love Philly. I'd say first, kind of what we talked about with Notre Dame. The fans here, they're great. They love the Eagles. They're just a passionate fan base. It's just next level. I feel like at the games and in town, go Birds maybe like every 5 seconds. I hear.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. It's a special place. It's definitely great to have a fan base like that. It could be a lot worse. So this has been great. Other than that, I love going to the city. This city is a big food city. That's really fun for me. So I've been trying as many places as I can, talking with guys on the team about what they like. And we really enjoy having, family and friends come to games and taking them around the city, showing them everything. It's a city with a lot of history, taking them to all our favorite places to eat, and then just having a great weekend with getting a win for the Birds.
Nice. All right. I like all that. Now, listen, about the event that's going on tomorrow, by the way, who else is going to be joining you? A few members of the team, I would assume.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. We're going to have a couple guys out there, a couple tight ends, Tyree Jackson, Grant Calcaterra, Jack Stoll. Going to get a few linemen out there. I'll be there. Cam Jurgens will be there. And I bet you I'll be able to get a few more guys today as I'm in the locker room talking. So it's going to be awesome, though. Excited to just get in the community and really just, converse with people, talk, hang out.
You going to
have a
be
good
mixing
time,
any
and
drinks or anything like that? Getting behind the bar?
That's the goal. I'll be back. I'm not sure I'm any good, but I'm going to be back there with the bartender, getting some direction. But just want to be there, hanging out with everyone, and raising money for a really great cause.
Well, it's usually great getting the celebrity bartender because they go a little heavy on the.
They
don't care.
They don't know what they're doing. Yeah,
That's the goal.
it's not up there a top end.
It's a beautiful thing. Well, it's easy to get tickets. You can just go to travismannion.org, and tickets include event entry, happy hour pricing, a raffle ticket, because, these events always have great raffle items. I'm sure there's going to be loads of stuff from the Birds to win as well, which is cool. So we'll send people, we'll get the word out, Ian, and make sure that you guys have a good crowd tonight. And we wish you nothing but the best, and hopefully we'll talk to you sometime soon, okay?
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Have a good one.
Our pleasure. Ian Book, guys. Your Eagles. He will be there tomorrow night, and it is, what time does this start? You know what?
5:30 p.m. it starts.
Okay, so it did say happy hour. All right, travismannion.org if you want to get the information.
Just a programming note I want to bring up. So we had given you the wrong price sheet for what today's secret text word is.
Oh.
So the price sheet does not match what we're actually giving away. So if you want to read over there where the pink star is at the bottom of the page, that is what we are giving away today for secret text word.
Oh, okay. Oh, we're giving away tickets to see Kevin James.
Ooh.
The Irregardless Tour, which is not really a proper term. Friday, June 16th at the Academy of Music. So that's what we're giving away. Tickets available at kimmelculturalcampus.org. So text the word secret to 39333, and we'll see if you win. We're going to send you that word. Later on, we'll find out if you win.
Hearing about him and his brother, Preston, I was wondering if some 82-year-old Al Pacino sperm could create a Green Beret and a quarterback.
God, who knows, man? Well, listen, we have a couple of minutes to chat before we have to move along. We have a few more guests who are going to be joining us this morning, but I don't know if you know this, but the last time that we were all together was when we were in Wildwood at Keenan's. And we have yet to discuss with even each other what went on, because we all kind of went our separate ways into the holiday weekend and just kind of decompressed and did whatever it is we were going to do afterwards. But, man, we have to tell you, for those who weren't there in person, that place was probably the most electric I've ever felt it, ever.
Yeah, I can't argue that. It was. We were all looking at each other like, okay, this is a new level.
Yeah, this is next level.
Yeah.
Weren't we all at, like, I don't know, my mindset going into Keenan's is like, okay, what is going to go wrong and when? And none of that happened on Friday.
No, there was a ton of pre-planning. A lot of you guys did a tremendous amount of legwork, and, of course, Marissa was like, the Flash running around getting everything done.
God, yes.
But, from everybody, Case, from your fastidiousness with the schedule and all that stuff and acquiring all that stuff, it played out, and you actually predicted you would yell at one point. You pre-apologized to Casey. That never happened.
No, until the final break, I got mad, and that was it.
Yeah.
But and I apologize for that now. But
I think you did get mad at that woman, remember?
Wow.
Dude.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me share what happened there. This is at the baptism of beer.
Yeah.
And I'm
standard.
I'm at the very corner of the bar, and I'm about ready to step up onto the bar, and she turns to me and with a very mean delivery goes, "Don't knock my effing beer over." And I was just like, it just kind of took me aback.
Yeah, you're like, what?
And I was like, what? And then she said it again. I thought she was kind of being playful, but she was like being really rude to me.
Oh my God.
In just her delivery. So I got up onto the bar, and I'm like, this woman just said something rude to me. And she looks up, and I had my headphones on at that point, and I couldn't, and she was yapping at me again, and I couldn't tell what she was saying. So I just took the picture, and I'm like, screw you, bitch. And I just threw it right in her face.
Yeah, I think you did call her a bitch.
Yeah.
But that's a term of endearment out in Wildwood.
Right.
Yeah. For that day, of course it is. But no, it was, listen, everything went so wonderfully smooth. I was so happy with all of it. It was a great time.
Yeah, I think
so much fun.
Our engineering and Rodney, they did a great job of monitoring that room so that the entire room could hear us. So we've said we lost the room, like 9:30, something like that, like because the people in the back
can't hear
or anything like that, but like they were engaged the entire time.
Yeah, when the din of that crowd hits full force, you can I remember in years past us being on the mic and like they don't care, they're gone, but everybody was with us the whole time. even when we needed to take that absolute sardine crammed in condition that we were in and part the middle.
They did it
for an alleyway to do a contest. They did it, and I was blown away by that.
I'll tell you what what kind of rocked my world was, and I thought it'd be like a knockoff part of the show. Seagull,
dude, same thing. I was telling Casey, we had lunch afterwards. I'm like, the one thing that had the least amount of moving parts, as far as contests and wrangling the crowd goes, was one of the most well-received moments of the entire morning. It was so easy.
It was
and
so good.
It was awesome.
People doing their seagull impressions, and then little did we know, the Michael Jordan of seagull impressions would be the first contestant.
there.
Joan.
Yeah.
She was so. People were commenting to me all weekend. They were like, dude, nobody could beat Joan. Like, she'll never be. Like, she was the best.
Yeah. And she happened to be our first contestant out.
Everyone was good, but I mean, that was other level.
You know what? So the reason I thought she had it was because the at the end, like how she separated the, like it was exactly. It sounded exactly like a seagull.
Yeah. I was blown away by that. That has to become an annual thing if the interest is there, because that was so much fun. And my God, she was so loud, loud. I had to step away and take my headphones off. And she just nailed it. All the contests went wonderful. The tribute to the Little Mermaid was unbelievable. There was a moment where, and if you missed it, we have all the pictures, the video, the stream, all that stuff is up if you want to see that, and I highly recommend you do it. And by the way, Marissa, the photo gallery is fantastic.
Oh, my God.
Marissa, our photographer, got some amazing pics. That was
Bill Kane,
yes.
William Thomas Kane Images. He's been shooting WMMR events for like 35 years, way back in the day. He said this one was the most interesting he's ever been to.
So when we were doing The Little Mermaid, our female contestant, and I apologize because I don't remember everyone's names that were in all those contests, but we had them picking up, real seafood, uncooked seafood with their mouths while dressed like mermaids and taking them from one end of the bar to the other.
Oh, yeah.
At one point, the gal, she comes back with the squid. And by the way, the squid were like almost 2 feet long. They were huge. And
a
she
dead
had,
friggin' squid.
Instead of picking it up by, the head, the hood part of it, she had went in full. She had all those tentacles in her mouth.
Oh my God!
And she comes. I almost puked looking at her, but they did it, man. They knocked it out of the park.
And the guy, our male Ariel, he drops the food on the floor, and he's going to stick to the rules. He picks it up off the floor with his mouth.
Yeah.
It looked like he had a bloody nose at the end of it because he had fish guts all over his nose. His nose was fine, but he had fish blood on his nose.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Jeez. And the funny thing is before that, I know Marissa and everybody's running around. Make sure they do not have seafood allergies.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was very, very adamant about that. In the very first contest we did, which is one we do every year, which is a crowd surfing thing, the Bill Weston tribute.
Oh, my God.
They looked amazing. The outfits, we put them in leather jacket, white wig, the helmet, the cigar, all of that. And Greg Monahan had made up large printouts of actual, I think it's Bill's actual motorcycle.
Yeah.
And the way they looked sitting in that looked like they were actually riding on the motorcycle.
And there was a little story about how Bill assembled basically the team here, when bringing us over to WMMR.
Yep.
And it played out. And I love that our contestants were actually fake throttling the motorcycle.
Yeah. They had their hands on the throttle and picking up the giant cardboard cutouts of our faces. It was just a blast all the way around. And I went up afterwards when we were done to take a peek into the patio.
Oh, my God.
I went up on the roof, and it was, Casey, you were right. Like, you couldn't move in there. It was that packed.
I tried to walk through there, and there were a couple of roadblocks that I got into, and I was like, "Oh, this is nuts."
What's so funny is later that day, Preston, or was it even, I don't know when exactly it was. It might have been Saturday, but I'm watching a clip on the TV. The TV's on, and I see this massive line. And, oh, look at that. What's that? And Claire goes, that's your event.
Oh, my God.
My wife says she knew it. I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, so they were telling me that the line went around the block and down and went all the way down to Central. the street.
Wow.
That's a couple of blocks easy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it went all the way down to there.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. That's a long ass way. And
So-
that was before the doors opened. So it was just
But it didn't
phenomenal.
end with the broadcast for you. You returned the following night.
The next night. So, well, before that, though, real quick, I want to give some love to Surf and Pig, this great restaurant in North Wildwood, right on the bay.
Yes.
A bunch of us went over there and had lunch afterwards, and they reserved a table for us. And
Awesome.
We had a great meal. And actually, they told us about this wild little thing that they do on their Instagram account, which is with this treasure hunt throughout Wildwood. And was I right? They have like $10,000?
No, $15,000.
$15,000 is a key hidden somewhere. And if you can find it, you win $15,000.
Somewhere in Wildwood?
Somewhere in Wildwood.
The way it works is actually it's a $5,000 prize, but if nobody finds it this month, then that $5,000 will get put into next month, and then if nobody finds it, then that. So it could be like August, could be like $15,000, but they're like 3 different $5,000 prizes. She's telling me this. I'm like, wait, what? Like you're giving $5,000 and $15,000 in cash? Like, yeah. So if you go follow them on the gram, Surfing Pig on Instagram, you can find out all the gist.
Surfing Pig. That's the handle.
It was my first time there. It was a really nice spot, and right on the water like that, and all open air, and man, the food was fantastic. It was cool.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
We were getting ready to leave when you showed up, and I'm like, I guess we'll just wait.
I made them, and thanks to Icona, because we stayed there on Thursday night, and Eustace and the entire crew, where Brent had his broadcast on Friday afternoon. But I made the mistake of not checking out before the show, so I had to go all the way back down to Diamond Beach, get my stuff, and then come back and meet you guys, and it just took a while.
Casey and I ended up meeting up there later on. We went to Brent's broadcast, and it was great.
Nice.
So last year it rained. It was terrible. Jackson was broadcasting, and nobody was there because it was just cold, and nobody wanted to be outside. Totally different this year.
Nice.
It was
Awesome.
gorgeous, nice crowd there.
It's such a cool spot.
There was a live band, and Brent was in his heyday, and we were having orange crushes and just loving it. It was a fantastic day. So that was awesome, and it was good to hang out with Brent, because Brent came to our broadcast as well. He was there in the morning, too.
I was a little jealous of your Orange Crush, not because it just looked yummy, right? I don't miss alcohol at all, but like this, it looked great. So I actually invented my own non-alcoholic drink later on that night. It's just 2 ingredients, but if anybody doesn't drink and wants to have something that resembles a cocktail, but it's not a mocktail, try a Red Bull and orange juice. 2 parts orange juice to 1 part Red Bull. It's actually really delicious.
All right. Very good. And then, Steve, so the next night, Saturday, Kyle's band, the FM band, was playing at Keenan's. So I ventured back into the jaws of the dragon, and it was packed.
Yeah, no doubt.
And so I went and sat in and played a couple of songs with the FM band. Now, this is my first time seeing those guys live. I've seen Kyle play or sing with our groups at Camp Out for Hunger and some other events, and know what a great singer he is, and he's amazing. But the 3 female singers in that band are unbelievable as well. And like Kyle came to me, he's like, yeah, it's kind of wild being like the least best singer in the band. Well, I said, you don't go that far. Yeah. But the 3 gals that sing in that band are incredible. And I got up and I played Brick House.
Ah, nice.
And then that was kind of the filler song, because it's a pretty standard, easy one. But the fun one was I played All Night Long from Lionel Richie, and closed the set with him.
That has a bit of a rhythm to it.
Yeah, and an interesting little drum part too. But it was really fun to play with those guys. They're an 11-piece badass party band, and they're one of those that can play like, they've got these medleys of like 6 songs that you just dance the entire time.
Love it.
And they were great. So it was an honor to play with those guys.
And they play down there all the time. So
yeah, they do.
Find them.
They got a couple more gigs for sure this summer. And thank you to Roderick, who's the drummer of the band, who let me sit in. And we had a great time. And there were tons of people that had either been at Keenan's on Friday, or were just fans of the show that were constantly coming up throughout the night, and it was awesome. So if you ever want to see a great band and go dance your ass off, check out where the FM band is playing, because they're fantastic.
So cool.
So the photo gallery, if you want to get an idea of what it was like up close and personal, that's available at WMMR.com. And you're going to love it, and hopefully you can make it there next year. I don't want to think about next year right now for a little while.
Yeah.
But it was, we pulled it off. We pulled it off. Nobody got hurt.
No.
Everything came off flawlessly. We gave away a bunch of great prizes. Thank you to Stake 'em Up again for all. And also our friends at Shift. For
Shift
the table.
Outdoors, yeah.
Shift Outdoors for the table and chair. We met, I think Ray was his name. Super nice guy.
They were really cool.
Yeah, so all in all, I think it's one of the best ones we've ever had. Other than the time when we had the new kids on the block there.
Yeah.
It was one of the best times ever.
Yeah,
so
easily.
Thanks to everybody.
And so, Steve, I know that you got back here, and Nick as well, right afterwards. But we thought weather-wise it was going to be in the 60s and a little overcast all weekend down the shore. It was not that.
What did I say?
It was like 70 degrees and sunny with a nice breeze all weekend long.
And I was saying that. You can't, as we say, partly cloudy means partly sunny.
Yeah.
And
Mostly sunny.
Mostly sunny.
Yeah.
Damn it. And I knew it would be a good weekend.
So it was great. Thank you to all who were there. And if you saw the 25th anniversary shirts that were on display there, they are now available at the MMR Rock Shop.
Nice.
People were asking. Yeah.
So if you want to get the 25th anniversary Preston and Steve Show shirts, you can go to the MMR Rock Shop. We have to take a break because we're going live on Fox Good Day, so we're going to do it. But thank you to everybody who is a part of Keenan's this year. And if not, we'll see you next year. Be back in a moment. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Entertainment news. I'm sure you heard about this, but it's a big announcement. Princess Kate and Prince William are expecting their third child together. It is official. Kensington Palace confirmed on Monday that they are already, of course, they are already the parents to Prince George IV, and who is 4. I'm sorry, not the 4th. Prince George is 4.
How did you pull that one off?
And Princess Charlotte, who
I
is
ricocheted off the ceiling.
Who is 2. The Royal Highness, here's the official announcement from Kensington Palace. It said, Their Royal Highness, says, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are very pleased to announce that the Duchess of Cambridge is expecting their third child.
Harry IV.
The Queen
of
and member
England
of
and
both
members of Parliament in conjunction with the Benny Hill estate.
They got of both families are delighted with the news.
What?
Ringo and Benny Hill. Step it up.
Fish and chips, fox hunts,
Tallywhacker.
and Tallywhacker.
So Kate is again facing an acute form of morning sickness. Sometimes she had grappled with during her first 2 pregnancies.
It's completely debilitating. Do they have the name of it there? It's
It's called hypermesis gravidarum.
Right. So she's her level of nausea and everything is off the charts.
Sounds like a Harry Potter spell.
Yeah.
But she had it with each kid.
Yeah, exactly. So she actually canceled an appearance Monday morning due to the illness. And they had said that in a statement, as with her previous 2 pregnancies, the Duchess is suffering from hypermesis gravidarum. Her Royal Highness will no longer carry out her planned engagement at the Hornsey Road Children's Centre in London today. The 35-year-old royal is expected less than 3 months, less than 3 months pregnant. And they only went public with the information because of how sick she is.
Are you okay in there, sweetheart? Would you like some milk of magnesia?
The prince recently discussed Kate's parents
to be in a bad way.
The prince recently discussed Kate's parenting skills in glowing terms and admitted that there are good days and bad days for every parent. He had said, as the other parents in the room will testify, there's wonderful highs and there's wonderful lows. It's been quite a change for me personally. I'm very lucky in the support I have from Catherine. She's an amazing... She's an amazing mother and a fantastic wife. Love between a man and a woman is a beautiful thing.
Especially if it's on video.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't you agree? Yeah.
I'd have to agree with you on that. And as wonderful as expressing that love through human touch and getting it on.
Right.
I'm being nice because Bill's here this morning.
I know.
All right. This is about sex.
Yeah.
The withdrawal method.
Okay, where you go to the bank and you take everything out in one shot.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
No, also known as the pull-out method.
Yeah.
is being used by twice as many men as a decade earlier. Is a form of birth control.
Yeah, it is the most. It is a risky proposition.
Oh yeah,
and,
absolutely.
That's I don't know. That's not good news.
Listen to this. While 10% of unmarried men between the ages of 15 and 44 used this form of birth control in 2002, that number jumped to 19% in 2015, according to the Center for Disease Control. Yeah, but the use of condoms is on the rise, but still only a third of men wear them.
In my condom days, my brand, purchasable at the local mobile station, Bareback.
Bareback?
Yeah.
Really?
No.
Wow. I was a Trojan guy. I went with the most popular product.
Trojan brand.
That's right.
Do they still have the machines in men's bathrooms? I haven't seen them in a long time.
Yeah. Well, the dispensers you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because I on the weekends, I work as a lot lizard.
It's good to know that those are there.
Yeah. You sure you're a woman? Yeah.
I have on rare occasions seen them before, Case.
That's where I saw them for the first time as a child. There was a bar across the street from our swim club.
Go buy Daddy some condoms.
And no, but I didn't know what condoms were. I just knew that they had a machine there.
Yep.
And so I went over there. I bought some out of there. I bought a French tickler and a regular one.
I was going to ask if they had French ticklers or not. Yeah.
And then I brought it back to the pool and I inflated them like they were balloons.
Of course.
And there was like an adult who was like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like,
what is that?
Give me a little
Want to have a pool party? I've been waiting for you. This is a dream come true.
According to Planned Parenthood, about 27 of 100 women will get pregnant with her partner when her partner uses the withdrawal as control. Comparatively, only about 9 out of every 100 women on a contraceptive pill will become pregnant in a year.
Have you ever seen just one fireman on a hose? That's kind of what I'm like. So with the whole withdrawal thing, like I have no control.
Okay.
Yeah.
You probably took it one level into the uncomfortable Bill area.
Yeah.
About exactly how you discharge.
Dude. Okay. We're going to move along now to something else.
So we do support our local firefighters.
Of course. Yes. Of course. But we had 4 listeners come in. We had Mel, Frank, Kat, and Victoria, because we have been talking about the movie It, which is opening on Friday. I'm going to go see it on Saturday. I already got my tickets. I'm ready.
I'm seeing it Friday.
All right. So what we did is we took these 4 listeners, Mel, Frank, Kat, and Victoria, and we put them in another room with Dr. Steven Rosenberg, Philadelphia's #1 hypnotist, the Thor of hypnosis.
The Thor. He's been referred to quite often as the Thor of hypnosis.
But I want to, it's going to take a minute, but they're in the other room. I want to bring our listeners in.
Aren't you?
And we're going to have them meet some people.
Meet some people. Aren't you pulling for them?
Yeah. I think it would be awesome.
It'd be so cool.
Yeah, if they were able to get past their fears. But we are going to set the stage here. They're making their way in now. There's Kat, and here
Mel
comes
looks scared.
Mel. Mel doesn't look happy. And you have Victoria. She was the most scared. And Frank is wearing his glasses. He's got a vision issue, so we can't quite read him from his eyes. So why don't you guys come on over to the microphones over here. And first of all, let's see how you're feeling. Kat, you were the first one in. How you feeling after that session with Dr. Rosenberg?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Okay.
I'm more relaxed, more
all right.
calm.
Good.
Yeah. It was definitely calming. And
Okay.
But now what you may learn is that from now on you're going to smoke. No.
Yeah, that's they replace your
the one
fear of
trade-off.
smoking.
Yeah.
Mel,
replace your clown fear with the desire to smoke.
Mel, you looked really nervous when you walked in here. Is it the fact that we have the room decorated with balloons and circus fair? Does that bother you at all?
Yeah. Actually, it's bothered me quite a bit.
Oh, really?
I was really relaxed until I saw the balloons and the big tent behind me.
Then let's go to Victoria. Hello there, Victoria. How you doing?
Shaking.
Okay.
All right, and then last, let's talk to Frank. How do you feel? What did you think of the session? Did it resonate with you at all?
Not really.
Not really. Okay. What would you just? So you just don't like clowns?
Correct.
We have some clowns here. Okay, right. And what we're not gonna have people screaming and yelling and running in and going crazy or anything like that.
No.
We just wanted to get your initial reaction when we bring a clown into the studio. Mel is already. You look like you've gone into. You're staring off into the distance.
This should be fun.
Mel.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, I'll be good.
Mel's crying, guys.
Yeah, I don't think
Mel.
we should ever.
Mel, do you want to take a seat, Mel? Are you good? Okay. All right.
All right. So. is a heavy metal version of Send in the Clowns. We're bringing in our first clown. This is Cheeks, by the way.
Cheeks is a female clown.
Yeah, so Cheeks is coming. Cheeks, just stay over by Nick. Don't get any closer.
Mel, how you look? Cheeks is fairly pleasant, right?
Okay, Cheeks is good. Right to Fox 29. So let's do that.
This survey says that there's this moving company called Anyvan. It says 1 in 5 couples actually break up during a move. There's nothing more stressful. Well, it's one of the top things that causes stress is moving apartments or homes. Would you agree, Preston?
I would agree 100%. But I don't ever want to do it again. ever want to do it again. I know at some point I will have to do it, but yeah, it can be very, very bad.
Now, why do you think you will eventually have to move, Preston?
Eviction.
Could you not live in the house now the rest of your life?
That's a good question. I don't know. I just know it'll happen.
Well, you're a vagabond at heart, and you have that group of gypsies that you travel with. So
we need to make it around the country. No, but listen, we had a really bad experience during a move. The moving company tried to hold our furniture hostage. And we ended up being part of a class action lawsuit against this particular moving company. It was terrible. And my wife was pregnant, and they were not going to deliver our furniture to our new locale. And they wanted to charge us extra. It was a real nightmare.
Unless you paid up.
Royal pain, man.
No, they didn't pay. They didn't pay up. They were able to beat it. So you
beat it.
They beat it good. But yeah, they won.
But listen, one of the things I think that can cause an argument, or at least would in my case, is when you're gathering things to move them, is throwing things out that are maybe your significant other wants to hang on to and you see as clutter.
Yes. I would agree. There are a couple of things that are barometers for relationships in my lifetime.
All right.
Canoeing. You ever been canoeing on like a whitewater rafting trip?
Yes.
And you've got to work together in a canoe?
Yes.
Oh, that breaks up relationships.
Well, what you need to realize is that 9 times out of 10, so I've gone canoeing with my wife and kayaking, and if you're both in the same boat or kayak, you will be doing the predominant amount of work. That's okay. Just accept that. Don't say, come on. That won't go over because you're supposed to be the person who's going to propel the boat. Accept that. Move on.
Another thing I did, hanging wallpaper with a significant other. That will strain a relationship.
Yeah.
You know, got a kick out of that. Yeah, because everybody's doing that peel and stick wallpaper, and they're like, it's so easy, you can do it yourself. No, you can't. No.
It's horrible. We actually did that. We moved into an apartment, and we were stripping wallpaper so much so, we were knee deep in the shards of the old wallpaper, and then I was wondering, is there actually a wall here? Yeah. Is it just wallpaper?
Something that almost broke up my marriage was trying to put together a desk from IKEA one time.
Yes.
That got ugly.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've learned if I ever get anything from IKEA, I pay the extra money for somebody to come to my home and put it together.
Really?
Oh, no.
No? And do they send some sort of Swedish model over to put it together?
Olga came in and put my chest of drawers together.
Yeah. You're on the TV.
Oh, Lord. I'm now living with her. Anyway, thank you, kids.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Take care. We'll see you guys have and enjoy the rest of your week is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
All right.
Good morning to see you.
Good morning to see you as well. Let's take a look at traffic and see what's going on this morning. Kathy, what do you have for us?
We've got a couple of things happening here. We'll start at the 30 bypass eastbound. Stop traffic between Reeseville Road and 340. This is an accident. No word yet on if the road is closed or if they've just got one lane block, but you're stopped between Reeseville Road and 340. So we'll keep you updated there. And then we'll go all the way to Bucks County now. Route 1 southbound. Stopped between 413 and the Pennsylvania Turnpike. It's just a disabled vehicle, but it is blocking the right lane, so you can squeeze by on the left side. We've got volume building on the Blue Route northbound from 95 to the Media bypass. Southbound side from the bypass to Baltimore Pike. Schuylkill eastbound slows 202 into Belmont. Heavy the Boulevard to the Vine. Westbound Passyunk to the Vine. The Boulevard out to the Blue Route. On the Boulevard southbound, you're slow from Broad to Wissahickon. Also south southbound at Ridge Avenue. We had a disabled vehicle that has been cleared. A water main break in Cherry Hill Township, Route 70 eastbound closed between Cuthbert Boulevard and Cornell Avenue. We've got the on and off ramps closed there as well. 55 northbound heavy Deptford to 42. This traffic report brought to you by Beachbound Vacations. What is it about the beach that draws us in at Beachbound Vacations? They can't answer that, but they can get you there in style with top resorts, ocean view rooms, and luxury transportation. Book your getaway at beachbound.com. And that's your traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
All right, brought to you this morning by Horizon Services. They made over 20,000 air conditioner repairs last year that could have been avoided with a Horizon tune-up. Avoid repairs and lower cooling bills with Horizon's no breakdowns guarantee. You can book online at horizoneasybook.com. All right, interesting story here. The victim in a federal kidnapping case who was snatched from a casino at National Harbor in 2021 and robbed is going to prison for 18 months.
What?
The reason being is he tried to get $5,000 from one of his attackers in exchange for not testifying or giving a false account.
So he was selling his testimony.
Yes.
Which is the dumbass.
Either he apparently he wrote in an Instagram direct message, which was displayed in court records, it said, either you cough up some bread or sit in the feds for the next 20 years.
Hey, you rhymed that. Cough up the bread or sit in the Fed.
John J. Gabrani pleaded guilty to the foolhardy scheme, as his defense attorney described it.
That's jabroni.
Was sentenced on Friday. The FBI task force officers found Gabrani in Washington, D.C. with blood running down the front of his face and a broken nose. At first, he said he had been hurt in a fall, but later said he had been lured out of the casino. Two men told him that if he could get them cocaine, they would pay him and find a woman to have sex with him. So he obtained cocaine from a source, and he said his attackers put a gun to his face, took him to a boiler room of an apartment building.
Is this where the woman is?
Where he was beaten, and they stole things from his hotel room at the casino. They took $10,000 in cash, casino chips, and an Xbox.
That really hurt. Where's the woman?
5 men were arrested and charged with the crime, including Trey David Sherman. Now, beginning in June of last year, Gabrani contacted Sherman over social media, sending taunting messages and asking to get paid. He said, "Call me if you want to finesse trial." 3 weeks before Sherman's trial, Gabrani sent another series of messages saying he wanted $5,000. Prosecutors say Gabrani told another person that he was, quote, dancing with the devil by seeking such payments. Referring to Sherman, he said, "I'm auctioning off his freedom." Last month, Sherman was sentenced to 10.5 years. 4 other defendants pled guilty, and they were sentenced between 10 and 14 years in prison. Gabrani, who moved from Fairfax, Virginia to Florida after the incident, was indicted by a federal grand jury in October and pleaded guilty last month. So he is going to jail.
How many years is he getting?
He's getting 18 months.
Oh, 18 months.
So he's getting a year and a half. Yeah. How about this? A crocodile farmer in northern Cambodia has been torn to pieces by about 40 of the reptiles after falling into their enclosure.
That's why I never buy those crocodile seeds.
Luan Nam, who is 72, tried to move one of the egg-laying animals out of its cage when it grabbed his stick in its mouth and pulled him in his stick.
Yes.
Not if it sounded like I said something else. Other crocodiles pounced, attacking him until he was dead.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Mr. Nam's body was covered with bite marks, and one of his arms was missing. The victim was the president of the local Crocodile Farmers Association, by the way.
This would not have happened were he a farmer that deals with tomatoes.
By the way, in 2019, a 2-year-old girl was killed and eaten by crocodiles at a similar farm in the area. And the animals are bred for their eggs, skin, and meat in the Southeast Asian
Well, they
nation.
turned the tables, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Alerts for dangerous animals on the loose are commonplace in Florida, a state that leads the nation for escapes of wild creatures ranging from bears, lions, monkeys, snakes, and tigers.
Oh, my.
But a stalking beast currently terrifying residents of Suwannee County after sending 2 people to the emergency room in separate attacks turns out to be a domestic cat with attitude that has evaded capture for almost a week. Deputies have laid traps for the fractious feline.
I'm coming for you.
But have so far failed to make an arrest.
I'm coming for you.
Instead, the office's animal control unit is advising the public to be mindful of the cat and other animals in the area that present signs of rabies. During 2 separate incidents, residents exercising and walking on 174th Street were attacked by a cat. Both residents received injuries serious enough that they had to seek medical treatment from local hospitals.
Yeah, a cat can dice you up pretty good, and I have 8 of them.
He's a cat.
St. John.
That's one of the witnesses, Preston.
Oh.
He's a cat.
So far, declined to issue a rabies alert due to the cat not being captured or not being able to confirm that the cat has rabies or not, but they are.
The cat that attacked me could flush a toilet.
Yes.
He's a cat.
Joshua Jenkins of Altoona was arrested Thursday night after he called 911 for a house fire that he reportedly started while trying to burn spiders.
How many times have you had this exact same story of someone who figures the best way to kill a house spider is with fire?
Police say that Jenkins was combative when first responders arrived and gave them difficulty trying to locate the fire. He reportedly told them that
can handle things, I'm smart.
He was upset.
He reportedly told them that he was using a butane torch, actually it turned out to be a propane torch, to burn the spiders
What are them tanes?
and their nests from the outside of his home. Police accused him of trying to stop firefighters from taking a fire hose into his home. Officials reported seeing 15 burn marks on the outside of the house.
Oh, my God.
And numerous burn marks inside the home, despite Jenkins denying that he used the torch inside. Officials said that the home likely would have burned down if Jenkins not called 911.
Was he holding the torch behind his back and sort of kicking the loose dirt in front of him?
He was charged with arson, risking a catastrophe, possession of an instrument of crime, tampering with evidence, and other charges as well.
Do you know that happens a lot, too, when there's a bee hive?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like under the awning?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll burn down the house.
Burn down the house.
Yep. Last story. An investigation has been launched into the death of a British man who was reportedly struck by lightning while paddleboarding in Greece.
Oh, wow. God.
Yeah. The unnamed man was in the sea off of the beach in Agia Agathi Roads, and his girlfriend filmed him from the beach. The Port Authority confirmed that the man was 26 and a British national, but would give no further information. Greek newspaper Rodaki reported lightning struck the water near the man shortly before 1:30 p.m. on Monday, causing him to fall in the water injured. A newspaper reported a passerby waded into the water to pull the man back to shore. Medics then took him to a local hospital before he was declared dead. Wow, that's messed up.
I mean, you're the highest thing on the water at that point.
Yeah. And that is what I have in the bizarre file for you this morning. By the way, in the next B file, I've got, for the first time ever, I have I'm calling it the Twinsies. I have 2 types of every story that I'm going to share with you.
There's 2 of them.
There's 2 of them in the bizarre file, which I found kind of interesting that it turned out that way. So you'll have to stick around for the next one a little bit later on. All right, we are going to break. I'll remind you, we have a secret text word, and it turns out they are tickets to see Kevin James, who's going to be playing Friday, June 16th, the Academy of Music. So text the word secret to 39333, and we will see if you win. We're going to take a break and come back in a moment. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Since I've kind of been fight or flight, so I've just run.
Okay. All right.
Well,
So
you're
this
doing
is good.
great.
This is good. This is
Doing
good.
well.
Kat, you're not looking at
No,
her.
she's not looking at all.
I don't like the black lipstick. It's
The black lipstick.
yeah.
Victoria is not looking at her either. She's just to her left.
And you're doing okay.
You should feel my pulse because my pulse isn't doing okay.
Okay, but
Can you look at her?
No, I'm good.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
You don't want to look at her? Because, okay, so we've gone to, this was the easiest level, by the way. We're going to bring it up just a notch. Let's bring in Grin next, please.
Grin.
Connor, let Grin come into the studio. Now, be nice, Grin. Come on in. All right, here. Oh, my God.
Hey, here's Grin.
He's horrible. Victoria's crying now.
Victoria crying?
She is.
Yeah, she is. Okay.
Frank, how you doing?
If it wasn't for the fact that I don't have enough money for bail, I'm okay.
It's wild that his reaction is to
Attack.
I can see that, though.
All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to bring in our last clown, and we'll do this quickly, and then we'll get them out of here because I think it's getting to be too much.
Yeah,
for these
and get
guys.
the
So
assessment. All right,
let's
other
bring
clowns, step
Carnage.
back.
Let's bring Carnage in. Carnage is he's the head honcho, and he is. Not only is he wearing the bib overalls, but he also has a chicken hanging around his neck, which he was squeaking. And Carnage, come on over to the microphone. How you doing, man?
Good. How's it going, guys?
Good. It's good to see you as always, sir. It's kind of tough to miss these guys when they show
they're
up.
awesome. And they're believe it or not, at the camp, a lot of times kids will come up to them because they think they're so cool. So you guys hearing them speak in normal voices, does that make a difference?
Yeah, no, I'd say definitely hearing them talk is one thing, and just physically seeing them and hearing like sound effects is another. So that horn like triggered me.
Oh my God, Carnage is leaning in towards her.
She is.
Oh, he's handing her a bloody rag. That's probably not a good idea.
All right.
And then, Kat, how are you doing now?
Yeah, seeing them just walk in was it made your heart race and stomach drop. And then when they start talking, it's all right.
Okay, all right. I think we're making strides
I think
here.
so.
Does
Casey,
anybody want to hug them?
Go ahead.
A clown?
Yes.
Mel is saying no.
Don't let Frank
say
do
no.
it.
Kat, would you be open to a hug from one of these clowns?
I'll hug a clown.
We're breaking down barriers here. All right, Kat. No, let's not have them come over.
You come over.
You go to the clowns. All right,
There we go.
so we're going to... a group hug? Look at this. Wow. Get a picture of this. This is wonderful.
It worked.
That was special. Victoria?
Okay.
All right, Victoria's going to do it. All right, Victoria. Mel, you don't have to. Don't worry.
No, Mel, you're fine.
All right, so Victoria's getting it. She's actually smiling.
Feels so
And
comfortable.
she's closing her eyes at the same time. So we're going to get a really good picture for you. Let me ask Mel, would you like to do it or no?
Sure.
All right, she's diving in. She's going to do it.
We're making friends.
We're making friends. This is a beautiful thing.
Mel, look at Mel's face. You're doing a great job.
Oh, yes, that was huge. All right, Frank, we're not even going to ask.
Yeah.
Unless you want to volunteer that. Yeah, you probably don't, do you?
No.
Okay, he doesn't really.
All right.
Oh, my
Is this
God.
real?
Are
I
you
don't-
really doing that?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's
Very good.
Awesome. I love that. Let's hear it for Mel and Frank and Kat and Victoria. They did wonderful. Fear of Clowns. Getting over it right here on the Preston and Steve Show. Yes, we have from the band Fozzy. Let's give some love, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Jericho.
Yeah, I walked in. There's a whole studio audience here, a live studio audience.
Yeah.
This
And
is great.
And a lot of people were excited and came in here very specifically just to say hi and see this interview in person.
Well, it's great, and thanks for having me on. You must be like first I'm on the phone, then I'm here in person. I appreciate all the Jericho love. I'll tell you that right now.
Coming over to the house next.
Yeah, I got an app next week. There's a hologram. They're going to tour. There's the Jericho hologram and the Dio hologram are going on tour next month.
Hey, you got to milk all the milk out of that cow.
Everywhere you can. Squeeze the crap out of every drop.
Every teat.
Absolutely.
Let me
Every
tell you
teat.
first how impressed I am with the album. I took it home the other day. I listened to it on the way home. And wasn't sure what to expect. I had heard Judas because we've been playing it, and I definitely like the song. And what did I come back and tell you guys?
So solid. This is
said,
real deal.
My word was it's legit.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay,
Yeah.
because you have people who have a name from another entertainment industry or sports industry, and then they want to open the door and head down another path and try something out for a little bit, and most of the times that doesn't work. So I was pleasantly surprised when I listened to it. I'm like, okay, this is straight up. It's the real deal.
Well, it's cool. This is our 7th record, and we're almost like a 17-year overnight sensation at this point, which is good because I think over the years, slowly but surely, people have come to realize that, like you said, this is legit. This is the real deal. If it wasn't, I wouldn't be doing this. I think every band has some kind of a gimmick when they start, whether it's Slipknot wears masks or Kiss has makeup or all these different things. Bottom line is, either it's good music or it's not. And it doesn't matter who's in the band or what the story is.
Yeah.
Either it's good or it's bad. And after all these years, people are finally going, holy smokes, Fozzy is legit. They make a judgment just because I'm in the band. I think sometimes we have to work twice as hard to get people's respect because of that. We don't mind. When I was 13 years old, I decided I wanted to be in a rock band and I wanted to be a wrestler. And people laughed me out of the building. I remember I went to church and told people, and people laughed me out of the church. Here I am all these years later doing both. I really don't care if people have a judgment about what I do do or what I don't do. All I know is that this is good, and I know that people are embracing it.
Right.
If you have a passion and a desire and a talent to do more than one thing, especially in this day and age, it's okay. And if people don't have an issue with that, Paul Stanley said in the documentary that I watched, I probably told you guys this about the book. The only people that tell you can't do something are the ones that have failed. I'm not going to tell you can't do it because I did it. You can do it. And when Paul said that, I embraced that concept and went for it wholeheartedly. And here we are right now talking about this stuff, and it's a great feeling.
Well, I think in a way also you have the benefit of you had another. I'm not going to say a safety net, but you had another thing running that allowed you to just be tenacious, and that you're okay. You don't dig it now. We're going to keep doing it. We're not going to stop. And then, as you said, through attrition, people started to come on board. And this, as you described it, Judas is the game changer.
So is your time being on the mic and doing what you did in the ring helped you out with being able to talk to the audience?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I when I first started wrestling when I was 19, I wanted to be the ultimate rock and roll frontman in the wrestling ring. Paul Stanley, Freddie Mercury, Bruce Dickinson. I wanted to be like the front man, the party host. And so I did that when I first started because I wasn't the biggest guy, but I knew I could have the biggest personality and the biggest charisma. Mm-hmm. So when we started Fozzy, I just took those same qualities that I was using as Y2J that I stole from great frontmen, like I mentioned, and then took it back into Fozzy. So it's very much symbiotic. That's a big word for a Canadian. But it all depends on connecting with the audience, whether it's wrestling or music. You need to connect with the crowd and let them know that you don't take yourself seriously. You take the music seriously. You have to have a good time. And when we go do these festivals, there's not a lot of bands that do that. It's very aggro. It's very mosh pitting and stuff. And that's fine. But for us, just drink some beer and chant Fozzy and show your boobs, whether you're a girl or a guy. We don't care. And that's when you get the connection. Yeah. Let's, especially in this day and age with all the crap that's going on in the world, come to a Fozzy show, leave the BS at the door, and just have a good time, man. Yeah. That's what it's all about.
Well, that's it. And we've said this, at least the very nature of our show is that if, over the years, we've heard other shows where it seems like they're pissed off all the time. Why would I want to listen to a show or go to a show where I think they're not enjoying what they're doing?
It's okay to smile and laugh. Yeah. I think sometimes the word fun and rock and roll gets lost in the translation. Those are always my favorite bands where you can go and just have a good time, man. That's what it's all about. And it's kind of a lost art, and it's something that we take great pride in. We have a reputation for being that way. Is if you come to one of our shows, you're just going to leave with a smile on your face, and that's okay. Yeah. It doesn't always have to be growling and angst and anger. Go to a Lamb of God show if you want to do that, and that's fine. But for us, we'd rather have some fun.
I know with all that going on, let's not take our eye off the ball here, folks. There's a new Miss America. They had in Atlantic City, obviously, is where the pageant takes place. So they had taken it away for like a couple of years, right? And then they brought it back. I just don't hear about it anymore.
Guys, afterwards. We used to watch it.
It was a big deal.
Years ago, it was massive.
Yeah.
And it's just now, I think internet porn took care of that.
But we have a couple of clips from it. We have, do you want to hear the winner? Let's hear the winner first. All right. Miss North Dakota.
Your new Miss America is Miss North Dakota.
So Miss North Dakota.
Miss North Dakota took it.
Attractive young lady, as you would imagine.
Wants to be the governor.
Yes,
eventually. That's her aspiration.
Yep, that is
correct.
But
the highlight for the evening was the talent portion, especially Miss Louisiana.
All right, here we go.
Lucky Lucy, are you ready? Yes. Hit it.
Heard it. I'm ready to talk to her, and I cannot see her lips. What was that? I said I can't see her lips. Yeah, let's load Heard her. Sound good to you.
You betcha. It sure does sound good, doesn't it, to be here in front of all these nice people?
It's a dream come true.
What was that?
It's a dream come true.
What was that?
It's a dream come true.
She just gives up.
God damn it! I said it's a dream come true.
She's getting mad at herself.
I suck.
slams the dummy on the ground.
Freaking thing.
To be here in front of all these fine people and mid-level celebrities is such a thrill. What are we gonna do? We're gonna entertain you. What's that? We're gonna entertain you. What's that? We're gonna entertain the people.
What I said is, if you just listen for a effing second, we're going to entertain the people. She's gorgeous, though.
She's stunning.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
looking at a still shot of her.
She's
with
a Miss
her-
America contestant.
Yeah, with her two ventriloquist dummies.
And the dummies.
Oh, we haven't even heard the clip yet. Are you ready?
You good people ready?
Lucky Lucy, are you ready? Yes. Hit it. I wanna be a cowboy sweetheart. I wanna learn to roll and ride.
All right, I'll let it play. Hang on a second.
I wanna ride on the plains of the desert, out west of the Great Divide. I wanna hear the coyotes sing as the sun sets in the west. I wanna be.
Honestly, where is this? Where does this fly?
WMMR.
Thank you, Kathy. Steve, your Mutiny on the Mashulu is coming up,
Yes,
right?
it is. We're a little over a week away. It is the Mutiny on the Mashalou, Mew 3, Back to the Sea, and it is benefiting Max Fund, which is the charity my wife started, provides a centralized fund that all of the animal charities can pull off of and help cats, homeless, feral, in the tri-state area. It's great. The party is a big happy hour party. It's at the Mashalou. Free parking that evening. They've suspended the parking charges specifically for this event. Your ticket gets you Algorithm Vegan Grill, Zaz Ice Cream, Tuck-In S'mores, Nothing But Cakes, Rosie's Kettle Corn, Insomnia Cookies, Finger Food for the Mashalou, and more. Plus the Booze, Yards Brewery, Boardroom, Chadsford Winery, Clear Rum, Stateside Vodka, and more. Live entertainers like Douglas Stafford, who does giant bubble blowing and juggling, Mike Palladino, a magician, strongman Todd Jones, tarot card readers Regan Tilton and Jacqueline Baker, and all sorts of stuff. The Pirateers, Kittens to Pet, raffles and prizes. For one ticket price, $40 gets you all of that for the evening, and you will benefit a lot of animals if you do it. I'll be there. I'd love to see you. Come down and hang on the top deck of the Mashalou there on what I hope will be a lovely evening. And it's people who've been love it, and it's the return after a couple of years. We'd love to see you there. So
excellent. And
thank
that
you.
info's up at PrestonandSteve.com. Go
yes.
right there. You will get it all there. I saw a few things. I didn't notice them.
What?
I streamed them. The consciousness snorer.
The stream of consciousness, nerd.
Yes.
Streams so you don't have to.
These are things that just roll right off of my mind.
The most consciousness of any person you'll ever know.
So we're going to start with the game of
Otherworldly.
The game of badminton.
Badminton.
The Badminton World Federation.
I love badminton, by the way. I just have to say that.
Well, listen, I remember I haven't played it in ages, and I just remember it being so fun because you can really whack that thing.
Yes.
And throw it way up in the air, which makes it kind of fun. But I bought a badminton set a couple of years ago, and I have not put it up one time. I don't have enough room.
So here's what I got.
You need plenty of room to play it.
I got one that you don't have to stake into the ground. That you can just set it. It sets down on its stand quickly.
What I mean is room to hit the shuttlecock and not lose it in my
Bring it to
neighbor's
the
yard
beach.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, the beach.
Yeah,
but it's too windy.
Pretty windy at the
when
beach.
it's really bad. Even a slight breeze can really knock out a game of badminton.
But I'll have to give it a try, Case.
Yeah.
So anyhow, the Badminton World Foundation has extended the ban on the new spin serve.
What the hell?
Until next year's Paris Olympics and Paralympics.
What's the spin serve?
So they temporarily banned the serve this month, which involves a player spinning the shuttle before launching it after it proved to be tough to return or completely unplayable as well.
So do you serve underhand or overhand?
Under.
Okay, so I throw it up and hit it over.
Well, I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It would depend.
How
I'm
do
so
you
used to,
slap your shuttlecock?
Like tennis, I definitely throw overhand, but I don't know about throwing the shuttlecock up in the air.
Boom.
And whether or not to hit it that way or
It really
not.
depends on how many drinks you're holding at the time.
This is true.
right.
Yeah.
It is a game for the drinker.
So the BWF, the Badminton World Foundation,
absolutely
said after consultation with the badminton community, BWF Council believed it best to forbid the spin serve for another 15 months so as to not impact the Olympic and Paralympic qualifying periods and the games themselves.
I can't see. All right, so we're watching a demonstration.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So what it does is it causes it to wobble in a lopsided fashion.
Yep. So it's not coming straight over with the base of the shuttlecock going forward.
However, in regular
weird.
play, you can get that to happen, but just as in a normal rally back and forth over the net. I think if it's so unreturnable and it makes the game boring to watch, are they going to incorporate it and allow it, or are they going to forbid it?
They are banning it as of now. So the BWF Secretary General, Thomas Lund.
Oh, my God. He must have loads of military honors.
So they said of the governing body, they said they welcomed innovation in badminton, but added that more evidence was needed on the potential effects of the serve before introducing it.
There's a lot of innovation in badminton.
The ban will be in place for the Thailand Open, which begins on Tuesday.
I can't remember the last time I actually played. I mean, I do enjoy playing, but I mean, it's been probably over a decade.
My buddy Steve is coming in town in July and wants to fire up. I have a ping pong table. We never use it, but his daughter is coming too, and she loves playing ping pong. So we're gonna break that out. We're gonna start playing it. And I remember playing Steve, and he can really put some spin on the ball.
Yes.
Okay.
And it makes it so hard to return.
So that's my thing, too. I love putting the spin on it. And I have an all-weather ping pong table that you can sort of leave out. It will not rust. I got it from a place on 309. I think it's Royal
Billiards.
Yeah.
Right. So and it's great. But a lot of times, Preston, outside, again, with ping pong.
The wind.
You have a breeze, you can't play ping pong
The
like
ball
that.
is so light.
Yeah.
I have friends from college who every single year we have so they're all, most of them are local, but we have a friend who lives in Massachusetts and he'll come down, and every year he comes down, they do this 2-day. It's an event with a bunch of different sporting events. And I think they call it the Tri-Dave-a-lot.
All right.
And
I like that.
And so they play golf, they bowl. I think they play tennis. I don't know if they play badminton or not, but every single year they do it, I'm like unavailable to play, and I would love to take part in the Tri-Dave-a-lot.
Ping pong and badminton figure into those. Again, even though I have the table and the badminton net, you don't play it a lot. You know, you just don't.
Well, we're talking about games like this. I want to give a shout out to a guy named Chris Greco. He stopped by last week. He invented a game called Zoogie Ball. And he made a board
Is that what
for
that
us.
board is?
Yeah. And it's a beach game mostly, Steve. But
Yeah.
I guess you could play in the backyard as well. But I showed it to you guys. He was thinking about maybe making an MMR one or a Preston and Steve one. But it's really fun. And I mean, I don't know if it's fun or not. I haven't played it yet. But
Is it like cornhole?
It looks like fun. Yeah, it kind of like cornhole, but think about like any type of bago type of a game where there's a target, but this you're bouncing the ball off of the board, and then you got to catch it. And then there's a whole lot of rules that are associated with it. But it basically came down to a bunch of people sitting around the beach, bored. And they invented a game, and that's what they're doing with these boards.
I think the games that survive, Preston, that are beach games, horseshoes, bago, that had where the pieces have weight to them, because you can play that. Even a stiff wind will not be a problem.
Nick, I think all of those beach games came from people that were sitting around drinking and just started throwing. Just throwing stuff around.
I'm going to throw a bottle at your forehead if I hit it 10 points.
Yeah.
And they made a game out of it.
It's a cool design, though. So thanks to Chris for giving us one.
How do you play
Zoogie Ball.
You got to bounce the ball off of this target area case, right?
The Zoogie.
And then so I bounce it off the board, and then you got to catch it. So you're on one side of the beach, and I'm on the other side, and so I'll show you.
And then you have to hit it right back down, like it's like a fast moving game.
So you know
you
the
have
game.
a partner. You play with a partner.
You know the game with the little trampoline.
Yep.
It's like that, only an angled board.
Okay.
A little bit, and you've got to go. There's a line drawn in the sand that is, that separates.
Is it almost
the court,
like portable, a riff a little bit on racquetball?
Yeah, it could be like
kinda.
with the hand and not a racket.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know what all the rules
And
are.
you're
but
catching, not hitting.
do a little search on a little video on that.
It's like spearfishing.
I have another story from Stream of Consciousness that
Stream of consciousness
has to do with
He
birds.
introduced us to Zoogie Ball.
Birds and beaches.
Birds and beaches.
Seagulls.
Yes.
We were talking about the seagull screech contest we had at Keenan's and what a absolute success that was.
Amazing.
Who was our winner?
Joan.
Unbelievable. But I did not know this. Somebody sent me this about Ocean City. That obviously seagulls are an issue at any of the beach,
Right.
Especially boardwalks where there's a lot of people gathering. There's a lot of food left out. Well, there's a company called East Coast Falcons,
Oh, yeah.
and they use them in Ocean City.
Yeah, they've been doing this for a little while.
Yeah, for a
scare away
while.
the seagulls, right?
Yep. So they essentially walk up and down the boardwalk. Oh my God! And they have falcons that they take with them, and they terrify the seagulls and they scare them out of
So
it.
anything like people will put this in, down at the shore. They'll put basically a fake falcon up on a post, and that'll keep them away.
Does that really work though?
Apparently, I guess
Until the seagulls crap all over the falcon. And they're like, you're not real.
Yeah, it's
So
like a
it was my
scarecrow.
understanding when they started this years ago, and I could be wrong if they're still doing it, was that it sort of was to train them and that eventually the falcons wouldn't need to be on the boardwalk. Like the seagulls would almost be trained to not be there.
And maybe they could take a year or two off.
I'm
and
not
then
going there. They got falcons.
see if it comes back around and then do it again.
That's what I thought, but now that
I do brigantine. I don't do anything. They have a very effective falcon program. Stay away.
because the seagulls were bad at on the Ocean City
thanks a
boardwalk.
lot.
No, I mean, like, I had never seen anything like it. I think it was probably pre-COVID that I was there, and I could not. I mean, right outside of the pizza shop. I mean, literally taking slices of pizza as people were walking away with their food, like almost diving into the little shop.
They get very aggressive.
It was incredible.
Yeah, when it looks like you're the seagull action off a trawler outside of a pizza place, you've got problems.
So Ocean City Council had awarded the contract for 2023.
I'd like to speak, if I may.
To 2025.
And they danced.
Oh, this is from Keenan.
That's her. That's Joan.
That's Joan? Uh-huh. Hang on a second. One more time.
Her first one was like, people just went nuts.
Yep. So anyhow, this place, East Coast Falcons, was given the contract for this year through 25. And they are a New Jersey-based bird abatement company owned by Eric Swanson. The contract.
Swanson. Oh, come on.
Swan.
You got Eric.
Eric. So the
Stop looking at me, Swan.
Son.
contract is for $316,920.
So I assume there are companies like this that, for example, make sure that there aren't geese at airports or ducks that can fly into jet engines.
Yep.
So yeah, this is a vital service. I assume that the boardwalk businesses would pool their resources and pay for this.
So the contract will run from April to October.
What happens if the falcon population then increases, Preston, and now they become a problem?
Yep.
What are you going to do? Condors?
I don't know what goes after.
Then pterodactyls?
Falcons. Among some of the highlights of this year's plan will be more concentrated coverage in the downtown and eateries throughout the island, in addition to the boardwalk and beach coverage. Swanson said, "We have hired a few more falconers to cover the expanded areas."
So in the world of birds like this, pigeons or seagulls, which do you...
Or worse?
Yeah, which
I think seagulls.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
By far.
But they're prettier to look at than pigeons.
The pigeons won't come after you for anything. The seagulls will.
Well, for debt, if you owe the money, yeah.
Ew, you think seagulls are pretty?
Prettier.
Yeah, I do. I think
Prettier than... so you
I
think
look at
pigeons
it and
are
I'm
prettier?
like, ew, it's just like this big white rat.
Big white rat.
Flying rat.
You should be their PR.
Yeah. But like you think that pigeons are more pleasant to the eye?
No, pigeons are ugly too.
Okay.
I think they're both fine birds. They taste great.
I'm not saying anything bad about pigeons. I just think seagulls are better looking.
So we have a side-by-side comparison photo here. You have some of the pigeons in the foreground and seagulls in the background.
I feel like this picture is making the pigeons actually look better than they are. Wait, I had something.
It's from the Pigeon
Wait,
Gazette.
I had a bird story for you
Oh
that I
my
actually
God.
stopped to watch these two stupid birds because it was so interesting. Okay, so it was a black bird with white on it. I'm not sure which one those are in our area. Do you know what I'm talking about, Nick?
Keep going.
Like it's like a distinct white line through the wings. Anyway, it was that, and then a larger bird in a tree, and that little thing was like teasing him and picking on the.
Yes.
The bigger bird.
Yep.
He kept going after him. They were like making a lot of noise.
Stop looking at me, Swan.
I was watching two birds fight in a tree.
That doesn't seem like something you'd be into.
Well, I mean, you couldn't not look. I was
Right.
I was walking yesterday, and they were making so much noise, and it was such a ruckus that like people stopped to watch it.
Okay, interesting. Because I mean, sometimes you'll see raptors flying around, and then smaller birds are flying in and pecking at them to try and scare them away. But I've never seen them in a tree doing that.
Yeah, when they
Really?
were like at the top of the tree.
They get really aggressive with each other.
It may have been a starling. Kathy.
Starling.
Yes.
Sounds right. I have no idea.
The Swanson said we have a few more falconers to cover the expanded areas. In addition, he said there will be full-time and part-time handlers of birds. And he said that there will also be new birds of prey. In total, there will be 2 Harris's hawks, 8 falcons, 8 backup falcons, and Ozzy the owl.
6 gerbils, 2 cats, a hamster, and a rabbit.
Ozzy the owl. Owls can be aggressive too. Now, is Owl the ringleader, or what's? They're all going to be repelling seagulls?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
I have a friend who had my friend Scott had an owl in his backyard, and they built a. Lord, they built
I'm glad we have that.
a birdhouse for the owl, an owl house, I guess, and then the owl had 2 hatchlings. And so Scott recorded them getting. Kathy would have bored you to tears, but I found it fascinating.
Getting off on this, huh?
They watching the owls get bigger and bigger, and then eventually flying. And the way that they learn how to fly is by falling out of the nest,
as we've heard, right?
Yeah, and so Scott has video and photos of them, and it's just in his backyard. I think great horned owls or whatever. But for me, it was really cool to see.
They are amazing to look at. They're amazing with the head rotation, but another amazing aspect is their projectile crapping. Have you ever seen an owl take a dump?
No.
I have a video.
Okay. What are you, a cuck?
I love it, man. I love to watch owls get it on.
I just saw, and I can't believe people do this, but it's like a helmet that goes, on your head, and it has a shield, and then it has these little things that shoot out from it, and I guess you put the like liquid or whatever that to attract hummingbirds, so that the hummingbirds will fly right
in
at
front of your face.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yes. For some reason, it popped up on my Instagram. Would you do that?
No, how boring! What do we sit there and wait for a hummingbird?
Okay.
I saw one. It's not like a contraption necessarily, but you put like a hoodie on, and then you get like a little plate, and you put bird seed on the plate.
Yeah.
And you wear like sunglasses so it doesn't see your eyes, and the birds will come down
and eat off the. It's awesome. I would. That's very cool. Yeah.
If you guys want to send me outside one morning to sit with that on my head and wait for a hummingbird, I would do that.
Okay.
I don't think we'd get hummingbirds. Well, I'm gonna.
There are some in the area for sure. I mean, some are more prominent in areas. I know people who have some hummingbird feeders. We've never tried it out. Do you?
Yeah, it works. They have to be red for some reason. I guess hummingbirds are attracted to red feeders.
Yeah, the helmet was red.
Yep. Yeah, and so you have to have a special hummingbird juice.
Okay.
I got it.
They will come for that.
It's called the Hum Viewer, as seen on Shark Tank.
Is it really?
It was a Shark Tank thing.
Sharks, we love birds, and we know you do too.
God. Wow. All right. Well, anyhow, they're using
This
more of
isn't
those
some fly-by-night venture.
in Ocean City this year. So hopefully
There
your seagull problem won't be bothering you too much. Yeah, we need to get one of those.
I'm going to order it, Kathy.
Okay.
But you've got to promise it's only $1 million.
We have to find someone who's got an area that has a hummingbird population.
I think right out here in the Ballard parking lot.
That'll work perfect.
I'm going to order
It
you
might.
2 versions. I'm going to order the one for regular birds and for the hummingbird.
Okay.
All right, speaking of birds, I have a story about flying.
Flying.
See, I'm trying to string the stream.
The stream and stringy.
The New Zealand Civil Aviation Authority is requiring its national airline passengers to weigh themselves as they depart on international flights.
My God.
From Auckland International Airport through July 2nd.
But you don't have, I can't imagine that you have to be a certain weight. Is this just to keep
No.
track of what's in the cabin?
So the program, which Air New Zealand calls a passenger weight survey, is a way to gather data
111 pounds.
on the weight, load, and distribution for planes. A lot of people don't realize aircraft, and they have to balance the aircraft when they put the luggage in and everything. They make sure that if it's not like all jam packed, they try to shift the weight around and to keep it even. I've been on a plane where there haven't been that many people seated, and they've asked people to move because of weight distribution.
Or if you smaller puddle jumpers from time to time, when I was flying on those fairly frequently, they would weigh you.
Helicopters too.
Yeah,
I've been on helicopter tours, and they sit you in a very specific location because of your weight.
I had them weigh me getting on an escalator.
Wow,
that seemed weird.
So they said we weigh everything that goes on the aircraft, from the cargo to the meals on board to the luggage in the hold. For customers, crew, and cabin bags, we use average weights, which we get from doing this survey. Still, weight is a personal thing that not everyone wishes to disclose. In order to protect individuals' privacy, the airline says it has made the data anonymous.
We'd like to make a request to that gorilla in C7 to move across the aisle.
Travelers will be asked to stand on a digital scale when they check in for their flight. The information about their weight is then submitted to the survey, but will not be viewable on the agent's screen.
There you go.
And they will also place the luggage on another identical scale for separate weighing. So this is just a thing they're doing for a few months to kind of get an average.
Well, you remember, I believe it was Aaliyah? Was the plane wasn't weighted properly, and they believe that led to its crash.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, so if you're flying out of New Zealand over the next month or so, you might be asked to be weighed when you step onto the aircraft. All right, let's talk about boobs now.
Yay!
Yeah, I have no tie-in.
That was
boobies.
good transition there.
I did-
From hummingbirds to boobies.
I couldn't think of anything that tied it in. All right, so the ideal breast size and shape has been revealed in a new study.
Oh,
May I guess?
Yes.
30 pounds cubical.
No. In fact, I don't even have a distinct listing of what the exact
more photos, aren't they?
ratio is. Yeah, so
I would say the rounder, the better.
researchers asked about 1,000 men and women to score pictures of more than 24 breasts for attractiveness.
Okay, for just simply, not as far as applicable to an active lifestyle or something like that. What looks the best?
What's most appealing to the eye? They found that those that were moderately sized and had more volume in the area above the nipples, which is called upper pole fullness, scored the highest.
Now you're turning me on.
Nipples that were close together also scored high.
Okay, so it's not, I thought it was like round, oblong.
I mean,
parallelogram.
Yeah. Square.
Yeah, kind of. And they also said, nipples that were closer together scored high. Also, perky breasts scored high.
I think perky would be the term that is most applied to when someone is lauded for their bust. That perky is an adjective you'll hear a lot.
They kind of pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, everyone wants perky breasts. No one wants them to sag.
Right.
Ideally.
Yeah, I want them saggy, please.
But perky,
you go to the doctor. Yeah, I would like them gently touching my knees would be splendid.
When I hear the word perky, I also think of nipples too.
Yeah.
That they kind of,
pop
or prominent.
I do prefer a saggy breast over a fake breast any day.
Some of the ones that when people go to excess, it looks so patently basketballish.
Yeah.
I don't know how anyone is happy with that.
The mini basketballs.
Yes.
Even the small basketballs.
It just looks absolutely wrong.
By the way, size and symmetry did not appear to be crucial. in this. For the study, the researchers from New York University used images of breasts of women who had surgery consultations between 2009 and 2019. The individuals were all 47 years old and most likely had not previously undergone any breast enhancement surgery. Participants were asked to score the breast from 1 to 5 based on their perception of attractiveness, 5 being reserved for the most attractive and 1 for the least. Results showed that the breasts scored 2.5 on average, but the 5 best breasts had an average score of 3.1, as well as having more upper volume.
So above the nipple.
Yep, and being moderately sized compared to the other breasts. The top ones had a significantly smaller distance between the nipples.
So when someone is standing, the distance between each nipple is what they're measuring.
Yes. So yeah, that's part of it. So they didn't like the ones that came on the outside,
right?
Like the Marty Feldman nipples,
the thyroid disease.
It was also notable that the top 2 images for attractiveness did not have symmetrical breasts either. So
I would
one's
imagine
a little bit. If we're looking at the photos, look at number 1. The one is lower than the other.
Yeah, I would imagine that's for most women.
Yeah. What one is probably the norm, correct?
Yeah.
And the second one looks like Norm from Cheers.
The second one looks a little bit smaller, and the third one even smaller. Fourth are the largest pair,
right?
And then fifth seem to be the smallest of the, but not, they're definitely prominent there,
right?
It's interesting.
They're perky though.
Yeah, they are perky, aren't
Of
they?
the 5 up there, which do you guys prefer?
I don't know. I like 1 and 5. I think those are my 2 favorites.
I think I would agree with that because I don't need the abundance is not essential to me.
Really? Because I'm pretty sure your wife has 4 and larger.
Who, Rochelle?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I like big boobies.
She's got both 4 and 5 cats.
Rochelle has wonderful boobs. Yes, absolutely.
At Keenan's, these 2 women were standing kind of near the front of the room, and after the show, one of them goes, "My nipples are brown and hers are pink. Now, you don't have to tell us what yours are. We just wanted to let you know." I was like,
"Oh, that's great. That's great."
Thank you, sisters.
Limitations of this particular study include that it looked at ratings from both men and women and that it did not include the full range of breast sizes and shapes. They added that the use of photographs in the study may have hindered participants' ability to fully appreciate certain aspects of the breast.
You need someone who's really astute with this, like a Gary Lauer.
Maybe.
So the whole industry of bras it's still a lot of money, right? I mean,
bras?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an expensive industry. And I wonder if now with the ability to sort of take a picture and sort of 3D take a shot of, your body helps in buying an appropriate bra, right? Because I know there's all these, like Amazon.
I mean, it helps with breast implants because that's what they do. They put it on them so that they can see what they'll look like.
Right. Casey's on the phone right now, but I was curious. There's a bra place that he loves.
That has a billboard.
There's a billboard when you're headed down 95 South.
Bare Essentials!
There you go. That's it. Bare Essentials. He loves the model.
Oh, yeah. And she's still there. She's right by Crozier Chester
Oh, yeah.
Medical
Did we find
Center.
out who she was? We did, didn't we?
We did. We did. We couldn't get her on, but
I went to a Union game last year and drove by that, and my buddy Jim was in. I'm like, oh, Casey loves her boobs.
Yeah.
I pointed that out.
No, but her face. It's
well, I know that.
It's
Yeah,
her
definitely.
face first, and then she's got great cleavage as well. But like, she kind of looks like a Marina Baccarin.
I think I say like a Marine.
She kind of looks like a Marine.
She's very attractive. She kind of looks like a Marine, like a Marine.
Anyhow, so the not necessarily giant breasts are what is most popular. It's
like Norma Stitz. That's probably, would you call those perky?
No, I would not call this perky.
But cleavage is that's my kryptonite, man.
Cleavage is your kryptonite?
Oh, no doubt.
No doubt. Kryptonite would repel you.
It kills me. It doesn't repel me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's my weakness, so to speak.
Your weakness.
Like,
Yeah,
what
that's what I
kind?
mean
Do
by
you
that.
like big boob cleavage where they're like touching, or do you like?
Touching cleavage.
Okay.
I don't like the.
We're
The
looking at a picture of
separated.
Norma Stitz in the studio, Kathy. That's workable, right?
So when you are meaning that your kryptonite, where like you can't help but look if you see cleave,
Yeah. I'm like I try not to be creepy or whatever, but when I see,
You're just being honest.
When I see it, I'm like, oh god. I've tried to dissect.
You're gonna be my regular Saturday night thing, baby. Oh yeah.
Stopping short. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Dissect what like the cleavage actually is, and it really. it's a shadow.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
I would say you're right.
That's all it is.
Shadow.
And how long have you been considering these boobies shadows?
I was with my friend the night before the Keenan's broadcast, and she had this open back sweater on, and I'm like, oh, you can go out without a bra? And she's like, yeah, all the time. I'm so jealous of that.
Yeah. It's got to be uncomfortable, right?
Did you
Not
post a
uncomfortable, just my boobs would sag if I didn't wear a bra.
Did you post a picture of you guys? I want to see what she looks like.
I don't remember.
I want to look at her boobies.
Oh, it was on my stories.
Okay.
In case you ever fall for like, is this cleavage or a butt crack? You'll see.
Oh,
like,
yeah. You see it all the time.
And I'm like, man, I don't like the butt crack, and I do like the cleavage, and they're the exact damn thing.
That's
really
true.
Is.
You know?
Basically
it's
is.
true.
Yeah.
You're
It's
right.
Just it's location.
Comes back to real estate, man.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
Tom Skiffington would know.
We have time for another.
Yeah, a couple more.
Another stream.
Our next guest overslept. I was just on the phone with her.
Oh, okay. All right. Earth apparently has a new moon or a quasi-moon.
Ooh, I love this.
A new study is revealed.
Did you see? I'm sorry. Well, they're talking about moons. Like they just discovered like 61 more moons of Saturn.
Wow.
Yeah.
61?
And I'm like, haven't we reached the point where, like, at least in our solar system, we know everything that's out there? But no, they keep discovering new moons.
And that kind of upsets my faith in them that they had these.
Kind of, yeah.
How did you miss that? So when you tell us we're not going to be colliding with an asteroid anytime soon, I'm not sure I believe
They
that.
don't know.
It's a big, big open space out there. So the new study has revealed that a quasi-moon is actually a space rock that circles the Earth, but it's gravitationally bound to the sun. So it's not really our moon, but it is kind of hanging out with us.
Is that the subject of the song Fly Me to the Quasi-Moon?
Maybe. The quasi-moon, called 2023 FW13, was discovered by experts using the Pan-STARRS telescope at the top of Haleakala volcano in Hawaii, which I've been to the top of.
You've been to. So what exactly is its orbital path?
So it is one of a handful of known quasi-moons. So it's weird. It has its own orbit outside of us, but its actual orbit is around the sun. It's kind of strange. Experts think the ancient cosmic companion has been in Earth's vicinity since 100 BC and will keep circling our planet for at least another 1,500 years until AD 3700, and then it's going to zip off.
Cast off
else.
into the outer reaches.
Well, just to it will revolve. It will continue to stay with our sun. It's going to hang in there, but it's not going to circle our planet. It's really weird.
We're looking at its trajectory. Oh, that's kind of interesting. So it's under the sun's gravitational pull, and yet it's
circling our planet. So it's a temporary.
How big is it?
Orbit.
Can it type?
I don't know if it types or not, and I'm not sure how big it is, Casey. They didn't indicate in this particular story that I saw.
It has to be fairly small if it's.
Yeah, exactly.
If we're this is just a recent discovery and it's orbiting our planet.
I don't know what size
I
it
don't
is.
like that.
Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I will move on to something else that maybe you like.
Stream of consciousness comes up short.
All right, this reminds you of the movie The Naked Gun. Queen Elizabeth faced a potential assassination threat during a 1983 visit to the U.S., according to newly released FBI documents.
So she was at the baseball game?
She was at the baseball game.
Right.
Reggie Jackson uncovered second base.
Right, and there was a pistol waiting for her.
Yes.
Right.
No, they show.
I remember the footage of her passing a hot dog down.
So the FBI has released a cache of files relating to the visit that she had in the U.S. in 1983. They show how the FBI, which helped secure the monarch's safety during her visits, worried about IRA threats. The assassination threat was made to a police officer in San Francisco. And according to the file, an officer who frequented an Irish pub in San Francisco warned federal agents about a call from a man he had met at the venue. The officer said that the man had told him he was seeking revenge for his daughter who had been killed in Northern Ireland by a rubber bullet. And the threat came on the 4th of February, 1983, about a month ahead of the Queen's visit.
Didn't they have Wallace Shawn dress up as her and go as a double?
They probably should have, but no. He was, according to the officer, he said he was going to attempt to harm Queen Elizabeth and would do this by either dropping some object off of the Golden Gate Bridge onto the royal yacht Britannia when it sailed underneath, or would attempt to kill Queen Elizabeth when she visited Yosemite National Park.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Did they suggest as to what would have been pushed off the Golden Gate Bridge? Would it have been like a boulder?
No, I assume it would have been something explosive. In response to the threat, the Secret Service
Just
had
whatever Wile E. Coyote was using, he'd go with that.
or maybe
a
it heard
piano.
If you,
a grand piano.
He would drop a piano, but it would have a little note on it with some music that you were supposed to play.
Play this
with TNT.
I think I can play that.
Wired to one of the keys.
I think I could do that. 1 second. Let me get my knuckles all set, and then Casey, if I. Not like that!
You stupid rabbit! Like this!
That's what's meant for me.
Still one of my favorite gags from Looney Tunes. So, in response to the threat, the Secret Service had planned to close the walkways on the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah, of course.
As the yacht nears, and it's unclear what measures were taken at Yosemite.
I'm going to close the actual bridge.
But the visit went ahead. No details of arrest were published by the FBI.
It could have been extra dicey because, as she liked to do when she would come into a major city, she would ski behind the yacht.
With her full outfit
full
on.
outfit. And part
hat
of the whole
gloves.
presentation, she was supposed to jump a shark.
All right.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Dun, dun, dun.
I love
I
it.
can do this. Yay!
I was looking at Yosemite last night for potential vacation for 2024 because the hotel where the Queen stayed is called the Ahwahnee, and you have to book it a year in advance. It's one of the most beautiful hotels in the world. It's probably the most beautiful hotel in all of the national parks. And you can actually stay in the same room that the Queen has stayed in.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, it's
Same TV remote she used.
Yep, same remote. Although you know what, that was '83. They probably have updated that.
Maybe
since
they've
then.
memorialized it though.
Yeah, but it's this unbelievably gorgeous hotel, and rooms are affordable. The Queen's suite, not so much.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, one last story from Stream of Consciousness Nerve.
Stream of consciousness nerve.
The General Service Administration is auctioning off free and discounted lighthouses across the United States.
I've always wanted to live in a lighthouse.
In an attempt to preserve these historical landmarks that once served as crucial beacons for the survivor of sailors.
I love little lighthouse figurines, and I think they're fascinating. I love that whole deal.
We had a 5-foot-tall one at our beach house, but a storm came through last year and destroyed it.
Did the light work at the top?
Yeah.
That is ironic.
Yeah, isn't it, though?
I would not. I'm glad I'm learning about it now. I don't think I could have taken it at the moment.
6 lighthouses will be given away for free.
What?
To federal agencies, state and local governments, nonprofits, educational agencies, and community development organizations.
We're educational.
Yeah. And Steve, you got a nonprofit. The
Absolutely, Max Fund.
Max Fund.
Yeah,
You could,
so
have a lighthouse.
Lighthouse, absolutely.
While 4 other lighthouses will be auctioned off to members of the public. Maintenance of and access to these lighthouses are 2 challenges that interested groups of people should consider when attempting to take over these architectural treasures.
So one of the great lighthouses is the Montauk Lighthouse. Kathy, you've been out to it,
oh
right?
my gosh, it's like a standard. You have to
It's
go see
amazing.
it.
There's a Cape May Lighthouse. That's
Cape May
one
as well,
near
yes.
us.
And the very remote ones too that are the classics. You've seen that classic shot. I think it's of the coast of France where the wave is absolutely enveloping the lighthouse.
And there's a guy at the door.
Uh-huh.
That one blows me away.
Close
The guy-
that door.
Oh yeah, shut that door. Anyone want to shut that door?
You can walk up the one in Cape May. I think it's like $5 or $10 or whatever. And the last time I did it, there was a very active bee's nest about halfway up, right outside one of the windows.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and so they were like, and when you get to this point, just keep walking. Don't stop. Don't look at
La-di-da-di-da.
Yeah, right, yeah.
They didn't.
La-di-da-di-da. Bees!
It was.
They didn't decide to close the attraction.
I think they just were gonna let it go, and yeah. I mean,
I hope you're not allergic or nothing. Enjoy your ascent.
Uh huh.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, we also got a puma on the top there. Might kill you.
If you're interested in getting one of these, you need to do a search on the General Service Administration and find out if you qualify for a free lighthouse.
So
I don't know where they are, though.
I've also been fascinated. Lighthouse is more because obviously the view and you down by the water, but I've also been fascinated with the concept of the missile silo and those subterranean things that actually come up for sale now and then.
All right, these are in Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Maine, and there's one in Pennsylvania on Lake Erie.
Erie Harbor North Pier Light in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Interesting.
Wow, yeah, I'm not familiar with that.
I've never been to Erie. Have any of you guys ever been to Erie?
No, my friend went to med
You know the
school
joke. I have a cousin who lives in Pennsylvania. Erie? Yeah, he is kind of strange.
So anyhow, there's a lighthouse.
Oh, we're looking at a picture of it.
Cool.
Erie.
It's pretty.
Yeah, it's a little smaller.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a shower, not a grower.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Anyhow, that's it.
That's it.
I've done stream.
He's done stream.
I'm done stream.
I'm done stream.
I've done stream.
He's done stream.
Past participle.
Good morning to be seen.
No.
It's good to see you. Good morning.
No. Good morning to see you.
Good morning to see you.
I like I've done stream.
Yes.
I like lamp.
All right. We should take a break and we should give something away. Which one of these should I get?
Yeah, that one, because there's more of them.
Okay. There's more of them.
Hey, why don't you include a lighthouse?
We have passes to see Transformers Rise of the Beast, which is on the 5th at 7 p.m. at the UA King of Prussia.
It's freaking crazy.
And we'll take callers 10, 11, and 12, and we will give you passes to this movie, 215-263. WMMR is the number, and it's in theaters on June 9th. So if you would like to go on June 5th to UA King of Prussia, callers 10, 11, and 12 will set you up. We're going to take a break, come back in a second. We are scheduled to have Eleanor Kerrigan, who's going to be at Punchline Philly tonight here in the studio, so we'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.
Injection. It's like
you might have it.
Before you get the shot, we have a ventriloquist actually, and they're going to give me the shot. Give me the shot.
All right, we haven't even gotten to the yodeling part yet. Hang on.
Oh, there's yodeling?
Yeah, there's yodeling. Apparently there's yodeling.
All right.
Cowboy sweetheart, that's the life. I love the best.
Oh my God.
At that very moment, half the judges were booking flights to Naples, Florida.
Right. Wow, look at how hot she is.
Super
We're looking
hot.
at that video footage of her now. She's wow, she's a stunner. And that's Miss who?
That is Miss Louisiana.
Miss Louisiana. Okay. Nick had sent me some information about this guy. His name was Xavier Atencio.
And he invented Leopold the FBI cat?
No, he did not. He was the Disney Imagineer who helped bring to life iconic theme park attractions such as Pirates of the Caribbean and the Haunted Mansion. And he passed away just this last Sunday, and he was 98 years old.
So when I was a kid, for a brief period when I was in third grade, which would have put me, I would have been about 17. We went out to live in California for almost a full year. And going to Disneyland, the Disneyland, there was no Disney World at that time. Those attractions were, you as a kid, you might as well have been transported to another universe.
You couldn't believe it.
Just mind-boggling. And they just actually sort of re-tinkered Pirates of the Caribbean because of PC questions, but it's still essentially the same ride there.
He also wrote the lyrics to their memorable songs, Yo Ho, A Pirate's Life. He wrote that.
Did he write It's a Small World? No, that's from
he didn't. But he wrote Grim Grinning Ghost that they sing on the Haunted Mansion tour as well. In the mid-1960s, Atencio's career changed course, and Walt Disney called him into his office and asked him to join the Imagineering unit that created theme park attractions. He said, I went over there reluctantly because I didn't know what I was getting into, and nobody there knew what I was supposed to do either. About a month later, I got a phone call from Walt. He told me, I want you to do the script for the Pirates of the Caribbean.
This is a great opportunity, and if you don't do it, you're fired.
And he said he had never written a script before the Pirates assignment.
Pirates was the last ride that Walt Disney would directly supervise. Disney died December in 1966, just 3 months before the attraction. It never really opened. He died before it opened.
It's amazing.
But Atencio helped him to experience it in a way. He said, we mocked it up on a soundstage in full size, and we pushed Walt through it. We rigged up a chart.
What am I looking at here?
We rigged up a cart that moved about the same pace
I
that
can't see.
the boat would, and we moved him through.
This hurts my back substantially.
And we had the auctioneer.
Why are you doing this to me?
And we had the auctioneer up here, and he said, what do ye offer this buxom wench? And then on the other side, a pirate yells, 6 bottles of rum, et cetera, et cetera. He said, but it was hard to hear. And I said, I'm sorry, Walt, you can't hear the stuff too clearly. And he said, if you go to a cocktail party, you tune in on one conversation, and then you tune in on that one. Every time they come through, they'll see something new. And I thought, why the heck didn't I think of that? That is Xavier Atencio.
A pirate's life for me.
So he wrote this.
We kindle and char, inflame and ignite. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. We burn up the city, we're really a fright. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho.
We burn up the city.
Yeah,
we burn up the city and rape the people and kill everyone who won't come along. We slit their throats and throw them overboard and turn them into shark bait.
Yeah, exactly.
Me hearties, yo ho.
Confiscate the children and make them slaves.
Up the city, we're really a fright. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. We're beggars and fighters and ne'er-do-well cats. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. I love you, I love my mommies and dads. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. Yo ho, a pirate's life for me.
And we're all half crazy because of syphilis.
Drink up, me hearties, yo ho.
The robot, you know, with the mouth. And we're all half crazy because of syphilis.
But you're right. They burned down the town.
Burned down the town and killed the animals and sexually abused the women.
And ravage and don't get off. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho.
Pirate's life. And
I think that's
The
how the
salty old sea.
I think that's how the first movie ends, with Johnny Depp saying, "Drink up, me hearties, yo ho."
Oh, really?
I think that's the last line of the movie.
hearties, yo ho. Yeah, he's doing that freaking Jack Sparrow impression.
No, he needs to be just Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be? Yeah.
We come into town and rock around. Visit the Viper Room. Oh.
I noticed that it's very hard to swat a fly. They move so fast.
Well, I have it kind of down to a science.
I have a theory too. What is yours?
You, in many ways, it's like sex. You come down the back from behind the eyesight, doesn't go all the way back to the back.
Okay.
So that's how I come in for the SWAT.
My theory is, if you're just sitting there and one like lands on your leg or something like that,
you ain't gonna win.
You don't move. No,
Right.
I have a way to do it. I slowly will bring my hand into position, and then I will wait and I will watch the fly. And once the fly starts doing that thing with its front 2 little hands, it starts rubbing them together, because at first it'll notice your hand and it'll stop.
That's when it gets all greedy.
Freeze and won't move. And then when it starts going about its business, it is now not necessarily paying attention to your hand anymore, and then nail them. I'm a fly hater, and I actually keep a scoreboard at my house for dead flies. That's cool. Everybody's name is on there.
Notice there's a fly hater too.
And if you get them, you get a hash mark for everyone that you get.
He actually keeps score.
I should have done a prize at the end of the summer, but I never got around to do that. But anyhow, so here's the deal. This question, why do they move so fast, flies, was put to the BBC World Service crowd science team. And the answer is that, compared to us, basically, they see things that they see things essentially what we see in slow motion. So they see the world moving.
This guy's wearing a bucket hat.
Much slower. The speed of time differs depending on your species. This happens because animals see the world around them like a continuous video, but in reality, they piece together images sent from the eyes to the brain in distinct flashes a set number of times per second. And I'll explain that. So humans average 60 flashes per second and flies 250. The speed at which those images are produced by the brain is called the flicker fusion rate.
Flicker fusion rate.
Yes.
Flicker.
And it's weird how they were able to determine this. So in general, the smaller the species...
Did they capture a fly and interrogate him?
The faster its critical flicker... They put a light in front of him.
Please, I don't know. I'm so thirsty.
He starts smacking him around.
No. Oh, no, please. Come on. I'm just a fly.
In general, the smaller the species, the faster its critical flicker fusion rate is, and flies in particular.
Critical flicker fusion rate.
Yeah, so Professor Roger Hardy from the University of Cambridge investigates how flies' eyes work and has
It's actually very interesting when you stop and consider it.
And has an experiment to determine their flicker fusion rate. So it's simply how fast a light has to be turning on and off, that's the flicker,
right,
before it's perceived or seen as just a continuous light. So like a flashing strobe light, okay?
Right, so even
and
though
you can tell when it's going off and on, but at some point you can't, even though it is going off and on.
Right.
So so what they did is they insert tiny glass electrodes into the living light-sensitive cells of their eyes.
Of a fly's eyes.
Photoreceptors.
How did they do that?
Before flashing LED lights at faster and faster speeds. Each flash of the LED produces a tiny electrical
I
current.
assume ladybugs come in nurse outfits.
In the photoreceptor.
That'd be hot.
Hey, up here, buddy. Up here. Here's where the 10,000 eyes are.
Each flash of the LED produces a tiny electrical current into the photoreceptors that a computer can graph onto a screen. Tests reveal the fastest fly record distinct responses to flickering up to 400 times per second. Yeah, but I'm amazed at modern science and the fact that they can actually take something that tiny like that and actually...
How do they get them to sit still to put those things in their eyes?
The chair is very comfortable.
Yeah, it's comfortable. They get a little foot
This is
masseuse.
good. What is this? Oh, my God. Look at this. The feet come up.
And they have them relax. Somebody said that's why electricity cycles at 60 hertz per second, or HZ. Is that hertz per second?
It's just hertz.
Oh, 60 hertz?
It hurts.
God, would you stop it already?
We're morons.
All right. I have a list of things from various magazines of suggestions of what to do.
I love it.
For your fall activities.
Local or anywhere?
No, this is just anywhere.
Okay.
But no, these are stupid. A pumpkin spice latte date.
Oh, my God.
Treat your bestie to a PSL.
Bestie.
Wait, what's
a PS? A pumpkin
I know.
spice latte.
I know.
And
Yes,
spend,
I just wanted to let you know that your list stinks.
how about dinner and a fall-themed movie?
That's ridiculous.
All right, what's
Throw
up?
that list out.
What's
How
a
about buy
fall-themed
some
movie?
orange crayons and rub it on a piece of paper?
Honestly,
How about wait for them to come in and relax the straps on your hands?
Bake an apple pie together.
Yes.
okay.
What if you're not together? What if you're alone?
How about this? Watch a football game. These are just ridiculous. These are like out of, like Allure magazine or,
Yeah,
Or
right.
how about look out the window at your neighbor's house?
Honest to God, like somebody actually got paid to do that.
They needed an extra page in the magazine.
Here's a good fall activity.
Walk to the end of your driveway, turn around, and go back.
From the mind of Preston Elliott, do one of the train rides that are available in our areas. That would be cool, right?
Yeah.
There's one out of New Hope.
Septa's all over the place.
What is it?
SEPTA is all over the place.
This is so scenic.
Is that chest?
Hey, man, I'm sorry I pissed on you.
Yeah, especially the houses that live right next to the train tracks. Those are always lovely.
Strasbourg is the one you're thinking of.
Strasbourg.
All right, is that's the best in the area, right?
They have the ghost train. It's like the old style locomotive. That's up by Lancaster.
And didn't we have a Not Your Average Listener? Was she from?
She was an engineer.
Yeah,
An engineer,
for them. Yeah.
That was cool.
And
That
that
was
one
really cool.
goes for about 40 minutes. From what I understand.
something like that, yeah.
40, 45 minutes.
Most
okay.
of them are like a half, anywhere from like 40 minutes to an hour.
That's still cool.
But
yeah.
Case, along the lines of what you were saying, and if you're in Jersey, New Jersey Transit.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
Does SEPTA
Listen,
go over
it's
there?
not exactly the same experience, but the buses are always a blast.
This also says have a fall photo shoot.
Oh, I'm doing that.
What? Who put this together? Sling Blade?
We're doing a family photo
I got
shoot.
some great ideas for all of them.
No, don't make fun of that one.
Go outside looking out there, like raccoons out in the field.
So you're doing a fall photo shoot?
Yeah, we're
Family
doing
photo shoot?
it, Steve, on Forbidden Drive.
Yes, it'll be. Yeah, I'd love to. Forbidden Drive is close to me. Huh?
Actually, that's a good idea.
Do you want to bring us hot chocolate in the morning?
I will absolutely.
All
With spice latte, SP. What is it?
SPL.
PSL.
PSL.
Look, I brought some SPLs.
SPL.
Look, I brought some silent potatoes.
PSL.
Yeah.
Pumpkin spice latte.
I brought some
Penis.
SPLs.
What did I say?
Silent potatoes. SPGs.
DVD.
CVDA.
I brought some DVDAs, everybody.
PSLs is
And lube.
Just replace
DSL is something
penis.
very different.
Yeah.
What?
All right, hang on.
Just say the letters. The letters aren't profane.
No, but I'm just saying.
You
well,
won't
you know what
know.
DSL, right?
Oh, yeah.
But a PSL.
D-sucking lips.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So now you're P-sucking.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay, guys.
We used to say
it's a
DSB,
little-
deadly sperm buildup. If you hadn't gotten laid in a year.
Oh.
Yeah. I have
Happy
DSB.
year.
man.
Where's that taking
My
place?
pupils are white.
We are all. This is.
We are.
This is.
This is it.
we're
These are
off the
fall
rails.
activities.
We are off the rails.
I just want to know when
Yes,
you're
I'm
doing.
interested in where the DSL is taking place. I believe I qualify.
I definitely qualify.
Romano, R-O-M-A-N-O.
That was my nickname, by the way.
What?
Are you kidding?
Shut up, DSL.
My girlfriends would call me that. Yes.
Wow.
How ironic.
That is.
No, I wasn't actually using.
I
them for
know.
that,
That's the
but
definition of irony. It's. Oh my God.
It does, yeah. That's like talk about Sling Blade. That's like nicknaming him the Brain.
Right.
Hey, genius.
DSL.
That's funny.
Wow, we still find things out about each other after all these years. So the Warner Brothers movie A Star is Born remake is pushing its release to May 18th, 2018 from September 28th through
Why is that?
2018. You know what? They don't really give a reason why, but they're moving it up.
This is Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga.
Yeah, exactly. Cooper plays Jackson Maine, who discovers a talented unknown named Allie. That's Lady Gaga. Her eventual fame puts a strain on their romance, and previous versions include the 1937 film starring Frederick Mark and Janet Gaynor.
And the one with James Mason, where I played Norman Maine.
Yeah, in 1954.
Judy Garland's Esther
Kathy,
Yes.
our next guest is not only performing at Punchline tonight, but she's a South Philly native. And she's here in our studio. She's got it together, folks. Eleanor Kerrigan is here. Hi, Eleanor.
I clapped for myself.
You should. That's
okay. You got
I'm
it.
like, oh, we're clapping? We're awake. We're here.
You came walking in, Casey's like, she's a little frazzled.
It's okay. It's who I am.
Okay, it is.
I'm always in the morning. I'm frazzled. I'm not a morning person, but I'm here. I got it.
You're doing damn good.
And I'm glad you said I was from South Philly because I wear it on my shirt, made in South Philly, in case I forget. And every time I wear it, my mom goes, "Made in South Philly? How do you know?"
Yeah.
Whoa. Could have been Wildwood.
It could have been. It probably was, right?
Possibly.
And it permeates all through your material. You're proud of your upbringing here. This area. You're dyed in the wool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Proud? Yeah. Okay.
We'll go with proud, perhaps.
I love it.
Yeah. So you did something. You moved out to L.A. How old were you when you moved out? And you were waitressing at the Comedy Store.
I just woke up. You're asking me how old I am? Are you kidding?
We've been up and
I don't
going.
even know where I'm at. I moved when I was like 21.
Okay.
Just about 21.
That's kind of a bold move.
Absolutely.
Was it an active chase the dream move to California?
Yeah, but I wanted to be an actress big time, and I got a job at the Comedy Store in L.A. And I had no interest in doing comedy at all. And then I'm working there, and we're in the kitchen joking, and I'm always roasting people because that's what I'm used to.
Right.
You grew up in South Philly. I'm always getting picked on. My brother's torch. I have 6 brothers, 3 sisters. They're animals. And so I just went out fighting, and they loved it. They're like, you're a comic. Why aren't you? And then
but you had a hard time processing that, right? Like you're saying, really?
Yeah, I was like, nah, that's not true. I'm not a stand-up. I'm an actress. I'm going to be Meryl Streep. And they're like, yeah, whatever, lady. And then I became a wrestler, and that's usually the trajectory out there.
Wrestler?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, WoW Women of Wrestling.
No. Oh, you were in WoW?
Yeah, I was a WoW girl. I was Easy Rider. You got a problem? I'll drop kick you from here.
Wow.
Who's got beef?
I think that's so cool.
My mom's like, you went from street fighting to fighting on TV. Great. I'm so proud of you. She hated it because when I first called her to tell her, I go, Mom, I'm going to take this wrestling show. And she goes, oh, I'm so proud of you. And I go, really? And then I go, that's awesome. I go, Mom, I'm going to call you when I get to a landline because it was like 2000, so it wasn't great. And when I got home, I called her. I go, hey, my sister Karen answered. She goes, yo, you're going to be on West Wing?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I go, she told everybody. She was outside telling the neighbors. So I had to tell everybody I'm not going to be with Martin Sheen. I'm going to have a woman with a mullet and a sleeper hold. And then by week 3, she was like, yo, your kicks are off. You got to get it together.
I love this stuff. I love
great.
WoW. I love Glow.
There I am,
all
getting
that
beat
stuff.
up.
So did you have any physical? I mean, besides having 9 siblings, did you have any other form of fight training or performance?
Oh no, just in the street, but not
Yeah.
training per
Yeah.
se. Just a normal. Oh, look at this. Watch this flip. That's killer right
Yeah,
there.
we're watching video.
I'll tell you what,
of
man.
Eleanor
Good for
actually
you,
in the
man.
ring
Yeah.
kicking ass.
Oh yeah, I would get beat up all the time. My mom's like, "Do you ever win?"
No, it's okay.
I've witnessed like an actual woman's street fight, and it's terrifying.
It is
because like a switch gets turned off.
Sure.
Where you don't care if it ends in murder.
Sure, and your ears are hot, and you're just like, "Ugh."
And then like people are trying to tear you apart, and you will not let go of her hair. And
It's the hair. It is
I'm not
the
a hair puller. I don't like the hair pulling.
Good for you.
When women fight, it's a clinch up is what happens. Is because you kind of try to immobilize each other by grabbing the hair.
It's weird because one of the fights that we used to wrestle them at the Forum in Inglewood, where the
Right.
Lakers used to play.
Really?
So like we
That's
were
a big deal,
training. This
yeah.
was right before they went to the Staples Center, and so like we'd be training, and the Sparks were there. Michael Cooper was their coach, so I'd be training with like Lisa Leslie. I was like, this is amazing. Like it was so exciting. But I was fighting, and the girl was calling the moves. And I didn't know. She was our trainer. She was putting everybody together. So she goes, I'm going to call the moves. I go, all right. I don't know what she's doing. She's in my ear. She's got a real Southern accent. She's like, okay, reverse it. And I'm like, I broke I had a hairline fracture in my collarbone.
Oh, man.
I fell back. I hit some pyro. I cut my head.
Whoa.
Jeez.
She went to hit me with a chair, and I went to the street, and I went to grab it. And I was like, no, that's not what you do. And I broke my pinky.
So yeah,
it was
it's
brutal.
legit. Yeah,
It was brutal.
So, but I mean that I'll say this, and we've had all the top wrestlers come through the WWE. And,
Yeah, I know. I'm one of them. Yeah, I'm one of the top wrestlers.
But I mean, it's good training for being in front of an audience and losing. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
right? I mean, that's why you have these guys, John Cena and Dwayne Johnson,
Sure.
and they're killing it.
I know. I'm doing Chris Jericho's cruise in January.
Oh, that'll be awesome. Hey,
That's
so
cool.
so back to comedy. Since you were working at the Comedy Store and they were saying you need to do this, was your first set ever at the Comedy Store then?
It wasn't my very first set. I was a little nervous to go there because to me that's top of the line.
It
I
is.
worked there for 12 years.
Yeah.
So to come back a year later as a comic, that's mental illness. I don't know if you're aware.
Okay.
But I did it. And so when I came back, I did like 3 other spots at this little place in Santa Monica, and then I called the owner and asked her if it was okay.
It's really cool.
Because I had such respect for. Also, my second ex-fiance is Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah.
I make
Yeah.
a lot of mistakes. And people are like, why'd you guys break up? You get along so well. I'm like, I regained consciousness. And now, but we still tour together. We're still really good friends.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
We
he's
had
one of
him.
my best
We had him
friends.
in here, and he. Let me tell you something.
He's out of control.
He was a phenomenon, and still to see him move into acting. And to be so good in a couple of roles, and I remember him on the series Crime Story. He was
Oh,
terrific.
wow, that's great.
I mean,
That's his first thing.
Yeah. So I mean, is still the actress thing in your potential?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I keep auditioning and they keep saying no, but I'm going to get them to say yes.
Yeah.
It's awesome because now, like with doing stand up, people love like coming to watch me, so they're offering me more stuff.
Well,
Which is great.
Your stuff is great. I mean,
Thank you. I appreciate
yeah,
it.
it's just very funny, and I can see why, like, Bill Burr is a fan, and you have a lot of the revered class there.
Billy put me on Comedy Central. I love him.
Yeah, I mean, so it's cool. So with all that going on, you talked about the trepidation about getting up on stage at the Comedy Store. You waited on a lot of these, right?
Sure.
Who are some of the comedic luminaries you might have waited on during those years?
Well, I didn't wait on. I mean, we would hang out. You know, comics are trash. They don't really, they go right to the bar.
Yeah,
and
it's kind of true.
So I didn't wait on. But like my closest friends were like Dom Irera.
Yeah,
we
love Dom.
Dom's the greatest. One of my best friends. These were my first friends. Joe Rogan when I went to L.A. Freddie Soto. All these guys, comics, were working every night. So.
Dom,
this is all I know.
Dom is funny because he did a set for us for our charity thing we do every year called the Camp Out for Hunger.
She was there.
Oh, was I?
Yeah.
Was I on it or was I?
No. It's
Well,
just
that's
because
thanks,
it's
guys.
Well, no. Here's the deal. You were in town because it was around Thanksgiving, so you were home for
Oh, of
Thanksgiving
course.
and you showed up.
Yeah,
He was sure he
Yeah.
didn't do well, and he did very well. But he's very self-critical, which kind of-
Dom's always funny, but
Yeah.
comics are very self-deprecating, and like we just never feel like we're good enough. Like right now, I know. I know. Thank God this is radio, because if you saw my face, it looks like my kidnapper did my makeup, and it's not good. It's not good.
You're doing fine.
I
You're
don't
doing
do
fine.
well this early,
Yeah.
but I'm up. I'm here, guys. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
I wanted to ask you. 'cause
Am
my-
I standing? Go
Yeah,
ahead.
you are. Yeah,
Yes, you are.
My wife is the youngest of 9, so you're a family of 10.
Ugh.
And
She's
so
the baby?
Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah. So what happens
The
is
worst one.
And then my sister-in-law has 9 as well.
Shush.
Yeah. So
That's like my mom's family.
right, but it's funny because it almost becomes it's like if you bought a Walmart and you gave birth to the workers yourself, because they all sort of take over, like they all
Did
take.
he just call my mother's shooter as Walmart? That's,
But you know what I'm saying? They
I
start
wonder
to
if she
take.
has a person who welcomes you.
They start to take care of each other, like the parents
Come
have
on
to.
out.
Yeah.
Come on out.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying, right?
Sure, the younger half
Like a
takes
support
care of the
staff.
older half.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Where do you fall in the pecking order there?
I'm number 8. I'm at the bottom.
Oh, all right. So you were taken care of.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah. My dad wanted 12 kids. And then after 10, he was like, this is a lot.
Yeah.
So he left. And
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
can you blame him?
He was a
I mean,
Marine?
I can because he didn't pull out. But yeah.
No.
I blame him. Did
right,
I
so-
say something bad? I'm sorry.
What did you guys live in a row home?
Yeah,
Since you were in
little-
South Philly? Okay.
Little South Philly row home.
Were
My
you guys
mom's
crammed into it with 10 people?
100%. Yeah, I had to share a room with my brothers. I always joke about this, but there was 7 of us in one room.
Dear, wow.
My mom always says, "Don't tell people that." And go, "I'm outing you, lady. I'm outing you." Yeah.
I guess you didn't know any different,
though. No, we couldn't have that. We did have sleepovers, though. This is the weird part, because my brother Jimmy, he would always have his friends, and they would sleep downstairs. Like, just you wake up and you'd have to like step over people to get out.
Wow.
The worst part was they always used to eat my mom's lunch because they were a little older, so who knows if they were drinking or whatever, but they were just up late, and she'd go to work like, damn kids. Why'd I keep them all? Why'd I do it?
There could have been, you could have made some cuts.
Yeah. There could have been a lot of cuts. I got to be honest.
Your dad sold typewriters.
Yeah, it's hard to remember because it's so long.
Yeah, typewriters, and you worked in that from 4th grade to your senior year in high school?
We all had to.
You all had to work in the
I don't know if
typewriter
it was
store.
a punishment or it was more like, for my mom's sake, keeping us off the street.
Right.
So it was like if we went to the typewriter store after school, yeah, we were bored to tears, but we were inside we weren't out on the street while my
Right.
mom was working, making real money and actual money. God loved my dad. He loved making typewriters. You know,
He made them?
I mean, I'm sorry, fixing typewriters.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
his passion. You know,
Wow.
it was his father's business. It was just going under. And I'm like, Dad, you got to get into computers. And
Yeah.
he's like, computers are only a phase, girl.
Oh my God.
Like, no. Me sleeping with women in college, that was a phase. I'm kidding. I didn't go to college.
Are your typing skills pretty on point?
Pretty terrible. Just like my
Really?
dad. One finger.
Wow.
What was weird, my mom a couple months ago, or less than a month ago, I was home and I took her to her high school sorority. They still get together once a month. How cute. 85
High school
years
sorority?
old. I'll bite their faces. They're so cute.
Okay.
And they're the nicest ladies. And I went and one of her best friend's husband was like, "Hey, can you help us with the typewriter?" I'm like, "Is this a joke?
Yeah.
Are you punking me right now?" And she types up labels on a typewriter.
Wow.
But it was electric, and there's really not a lot of parts for that. That was like a newer, like the word processor.
I
kind of.
remember, yeah.
So I took it to this typewriter store on, there's still one on Passyunk Avenue. and it's really awesome.
They've got to control the area, right? I mean, how many
His dad-
competitors?
They know my dad. He's like, we want to make a thing for your dad. I'm like, he's not a hero, really, but I like that.
There's a typewriter shop that Tom Hanks likes in Philadelphia because he collects them. Was that the same place, you think?
My dad, Tom Hanks's people went to my dad and asked if they could buy a certain typewriter. And my dad was like, no, I'm not selling that. And I'm like, man, we're starving. Can you please?
Oh, my God.
And he wouldn't sell it. I'm like, dude, don't even sell it to him. Can you just tell him you got a daughter in L.A. that's trying? He can't hook me up.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, my dad was like, I don't know who that is, girl. Like, if it's not John Wayne, he don't know who it is.
Oh, my God. So, real quick, where did your mom go to high school?
Hallahan.
Okay, I wasn't sure if she was like a West Coast, because my mom's
Hallahan girls are so cute, tighter. Like, I'm a Goretti gorilla, and I remember a lot of the girls, but then we don't, like, still hang out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because there's a bunch of old ladies that get together at some place in, like, Tennicum. And they're old burrs from West Catholic. And I didn't know they had sororities in high school.
I didn't either, but my mom's been doing it since we're kids.
So,
and I mean, obviously.
When you come to the area and play, you've got to have legions of people that you're tangentially connected to, right? I mean,
certainly better. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, some of them don't like me because of the street fighting. But some of them, no, I'm just kidding. We're still good friends. It's funny. Like, we're getting together on Saturday. This is going to sound weird, but my little brother put together a taps tournament. You know, basketball, taps.
Yeah.
And so we sign up and we're all playing on Saturday.
Wow, man. I
the
think
whole
that's
neighborhood's
cool.
coming out.
That's awesome.
So it's day drinking for adults, but yes.
Oh, we're familiar. We just had an event on Friday where we opened up, Keenan's down at the Jersey
the
Shore.
best.
So
much fun.
We
That's
do a live
morning drinking.
broadcast.
Yeah, that's round the clock drinking. That's a good time.
Were you ashore? Did you go down to the shore a lot or no?
Not as much as my older sister. She was like famous in Sea Isle because she was a singer, Kathleen Kerrigan. Everybody loves her.
Really?
Yeah. She was always singing. And one time I took Dom Irera to see her, and he goes, "Whoa, the lower she gets, the louder her voice gets, the higher her voice gets." It was so great. But she. Sea Isle was her thing. Wildwood was our, we hung out Wildwood. We were the younger. I guess that was too kiddie for her. So she's like, that's the kids stuff. But I love Wildwood. We were just, last year, we were at Keenan's. We did that little area just doing me and my brothers. We got really drunk with my cousins who also have 10 kids.
Oh, my God. Wow. Man.
Yeah.
But dang, so
we had a family kind of reunion thing where we went and almost got kicked out of Wildwood.
All right. You, any kids or no?
No, I never.
No.
No.
You
I'm
had
old
enough
school.
of that. Yeah.
I even think I'll throw myself down the steps. That's too early, Eleanor. Too early. Yeah, no. God bless people with kids. I can't do it. I have no responsibility whatsoever.
Yeah, you came out of the epitome of it all. I mean, just that big of a family.
I thought we were going to bring up the Walmart womb again.
Oh my God!
Yeah, you did.
This is weird.
You came out of that Walmart.
It's a big womb. Yeah.
Came running out. Big corporate.
So I can see why you might have some opinions on maybe that's not for me.
Yeah, it's weird because 5 of us had kids, and 5 of us didn't.
Okay.
So
it's the same. We don't have kids. My wife and she was the youngest of 9. And her sister has 9. But and we love, and they do people right. They make good humans.
We learn from their mistakes.
Yeah, right.
We're shutting the footprint down. We're trying.
Try to end that family line, but you can't. I mean, you'll be going on for years and years and years.
Yeah, I have a lot of nieces and nephews that I torture.
Have you ever had a relative come out to the show that you couldn't recognize or didn't remember?
A million times.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we're cousins from blah, 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 blah. Of course we are. Yeah. I think I'm related to anybody that's Irish. I got to be honest. It's we're just all one big cesspool. It's great.
That's great.
So you're doing just one night tonight? So
yeah,
you're only
tonight.
in town when did you get in town?
Well, I'm here all week. I come just to get more material from my mother, and she's out of control.
That's what she does for you? Yeah.
Out of control.
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
How old is she?
85.
Wow.
What's the latest on Mom?
She's good. She's just a little nutty butters, but she I don't know if I should say this on air, but it was funny. A couple weeks ago, sorry, I'm so excited. I'm spitting. And we were watching the Sixers, when they were alive. And Sixers Celtics, and it came down to a buzzer beater, right? And then James Harden brought that young kid out that was in the Michigan, and he was like, I want to say I played it for him. And then he signed his sneakers, and he was like, my mom goes, that's the worst gift I've ever seen. I go, Mom, how'd you ruin that moment? She goes, Eleanor, he can't walk.
Yeah.
It was in a wheelchair. I was like, Mom.
It's kind of right, though.
Yeah.
She's
Not
sort of
wrong,
right.
but I
yeah,
was
but
Well, it's
wrong.
not like he's going to wear them.
Exactly.
Even if he could, like.
Who would?
That-
Who
but that's-
has that size foot?
Yeah.
One.
Right.
That's a classic mom thing. I mean,
But it was so
yeah.
genuine,
Yeah.
and but I was so mad that it was just me and her. I'm like,
yeah.
where is everybody?
Yes.
Because this is what she does. It's just this constant, like these new little. Just I can't write it fast enough as she's saying it.
When you were younger and dating with that many brothers, was that problematic? I mean,
Naturally.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
People would come. People would be like, "I'll meet you."
Yeah.
You know, and then I'd have to tell like my mom or a sister, like, "Hey, I'm going to meet this guy."
Yeah.
But it's far away. If it got so bad, I moved to L.A. No, can't catch me out here, guys. Then I was just whatever I wanted. It was
Who else still lives in Philly?
everybody.
Everybody.
For the most part, everybody except for my nephew, he's playing for a minor league ball club in Chicago. He was playing for the Twins, and then they cut him. Little Jimmy Kerrigan, I still call him little. He's not little.
Yeah.
He's awesome. He just hit a grand slam the other night. It was very exciting.
Wow. Nice.
But he's playing in Chicago for the Kane County Cougars. So he was playing for the Twins. They cut him, and then it's such a political, it's crazy, that whole
It's tough.
yeah, in the minor leagues.
Sure.
It's insane. And he was killing it. He was coming up, but then they cut rosters and pandemic and all that. So he's loving it, playing, and he's doing great. There he is,
That's a
my little
picture.
baby.
Oh, yeah.
So cute. Jimmy Wiggles, we call him.
You're not related to
Jimmy Wiggles.
Because he can wiggle his ears.
Oh, okay. Do his teammates know that?
I think it's on his thing. Yeah.
that's
It's
great.
just such a silly thing.
You're not related to Joe Kerrigan, are you?
No, but wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
But I do have a baseball card because I used to tell people he was my cousin when I was little. I was like, see, last name,
He could
hey,
be.
we could be.
Yeah, you don't know.
We lost track. A lot of people, the ones I meet the most are the Kerrigan side because they like spread out and then they stopped talking to each other. There's a lot of them too. So they lost, like my dad's dad had a lot of brothers and sisters, so they lost contact.
Would you ever do a 23andMe kind of thing? Because you're like probably a Genghis Khan story.
I
where
got
virtually
it.
everyone on Earth is
I
related
gotta
to you.
swab my cheek and see what's in there. I gotta see what's going on. I gotta check some stuff out.
Be a lot of info.
Find out.
Well, listen, we're happy that you stopped by this morning.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
And we're reminding everybody that your gig is tonight and tonight only.
One night.
At Punchline. 8 o'clock, and you can get tickets at punchlinephilly.com. So make sure that you do that. But we hope you have a great show while you're in town.
Thank
Back
you.
home. It's nice to
Love
see
it.
you.
I love being here. I'm home every 2 weeks now, so I got to start doing more shows in town.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah. I do them in, like, all around, whatever, but like more in Philly.
All right, well,
You're
let us know.
hilarious.
Thank you. I
so
love you
it's a
guys.
good
Thank you
thing.
for having me.
Thank you, Eleanor Kerrigan, guys. Punchline. We're going to take a break. We'll come back in just a moment. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve.
On 93.3 WMMR.
It was a
The
musical?
original was not.
Oh, okay. Like they sang.
They sang. There were songs sung.
But did they sing?
Often.
Did they sing dialogue to each other, or was it just songs were in it?
There were songs performed.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank
right.
you, Mr. Mason. And have some Thunderbirds.
Yeah, thank you. When
Yes.
friends drop by unexpectedly, I break out the Thunderbird and beef jerky.
Beef jerky?
Absolutely. Okay. And everyone leaves with a small Tupperware container full of taco dip.
Oh.
That's how we roll at the Mason house.
Do we still have the Thunderbird? See if you can find that audio. Look up James Mason and Thunderbird, which was basically Thunderbird is like the malt liquor
Right.
that you'll find, discarded bottles of in
Alleyways,
In
yeah, yeah.
alleyways. And here it is. Yes.
I like the unusual flavor of Thunderbird wine. It's an exceptionally good drink for every occasion. Thunderbird has an unusual flavor all its own.
The usual flavor. What I imagine perhaps a sloth seminal fluid to taste like.
Oh, my God. Wow.
That's unusual for sure, as I'm only guessing, having not ever gone down on a sloth. Unusual for sure.
Nobody's ever said that.
Oh my God, I'm wheezing like crazy. Oh.
Not quite like anything I've ever tasted.
Actually, physically sticks in my teeth, which you don't find in most liquids.
I suggest that you try Thunderbird. It's really delightful.
Best way to get rid of unwanted friends.
This is peak lazy. Walmart has revealed it is testing a service in Silicon Valley that delivers groceries straight into customers' refrigerators.
They'll pack your fridge for you?
Yep.
They'll pack your ass, Preston.
You moving? Bend over and I'll pack your
All
ass.
right,
for
is
you.
this because, like, so
Help you pack your ass.
Amazon, you have Amazon, is like pantry or whatever, and then Amazon Fresh, where they deliver it to your
How about
doorstep.
Amazon Rectum, where they actually feed you the food and then push it through your...
Oh, dear God.
Yeah.
So the problem we have with the Amazon Fresh isn't really anything except for the fact that when they pack the frozen food and the perishable foods, they have ice packs to keep it like fresh. Now we have like 70.
You don't have to
we
keep
have
them.
70 ice packs.
You don't have to keep them.
Right?
You
Do
can
you know what?
actually throw some of them out
If
if
you
you
can,
want.
drop them off at retirement homes. They love to play with them.
Wait a minute. So you feel obligated to keep them all?
Well, all right. So they did come in handy for the shore this past summer.
I keep a couple of them.
Yeah, we kept a whole bunch in the freezer. So when we would take a cooler down to the beach or whatever. But
can't you return them?
I guess you
No,
could.
it's just plastic with
hang on.
water in it.
Oh, all right.
It's
Wait,
not.
by the way, what is it just plastic with
No,
water in it? Because
it's-
those things stay frozen for days.
No, yeah. Poke one open, drain it out.
Drink it.
Drink it.
Drink it.
No thanks.
And then
No,
no, I'm saying if you want to get rid of them, and then throw it in the recycling.
But my point is, I don't
airline
think-
employee semen? Is that what it is?
I don't think it's just water. I will bet you.
Oh.
What?
That would be a great idea.
wait a
I will
Okay.
bet you
Ooh.
a shopping spree that it is more than just water. What do you mean no?
Make it more interesting. Than
Well,
shopping
what's
spree.
his?
I want your ripped shirt.
Yeah, complete the
You
rip
have to
on
wear
your
it.
shirt.
Back.
Rip
With
it
the
all the
underpants
way
down.
down.
Rip the
rest of your shirt.
Yeah.
And you got to bet.
We now rip it below knocker level.
You have to puncture them first, right? You can't
No.
just throw them away full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that too much effort?
Did you say yo? Or did you say no?
I said yeah.
yeah.
Yo.
Okay.
I said yeah.
Yo, buddy.
Yo.
Anyway, yes, we started hanging on to a few of those as well, and then what am I doing? And I just started throwing them away. So.
I'm done with the coat I wanted to make out of these.
Mm-hmm. All right, hold on.
What?
We may
Breaking news?
No, it's not. No, it's not breaking news. Don't do it.
Too late.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
A lot of texts are coming in
News. Breaking news. Do.
saying that they've opened those things up, and there's all kinds of blue stuff and sticky and
Oh my gosh.
things inside of it.
Kathy, where's he going to take you?
Where are we going? Sex, Preston, right after the show.
Sex?
Sex right after
yeah.
the show.
Sex
Wow.
after the show with Kathy.
Here's another one. So it says the packs say on it that you can cut them and empty them down the drain.
Oh. Well, I don't read things.
Here's somebody says I'm the owner of Amazon. The fluid is from aborted babies.
Oh, good God.
Another level.
Okay, I don't know.
That's not funny.
But what see? Now you may be taking about your service. Is yours from Amazon?
No, mine's HelloFresh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do.
Hello, Fresh.
Blue Apron. I want to go to this call on the line real quick, and then we're going to take a break in just a moment. So I'm going to go to Harry. Hey, Harry, how you doing?
Good. Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good. What's up, bud?
Hey, most townships have a thing like once a year or so. They call it, one of the names they use is called Clean Sweep.
Yeah.
And if you have like paint cans or drain cleaner or something like that you don't want any kind of chemical like that.
Household hazardous waste. Yeah.
Yeah. You could take it there, and most of them don't charge you anything for it because they just want you to get rid of it safely.
I got to look for that because I have a whole bunch of paint cans I'm looking to get rid of. I have all the stuff
Harry.
from my meth lab I'm looking to get rid of. Yeah.
No, I have a ton of stuff that I need to throw
And you never
out.
know, and you don't want to like battery acid or you know what else I have a lot of those old kerosene, not kerosene, those old the fuel for the little
Oh, yeah.
barbecues. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the,
little containers,
propane tanks, right?
the mini propane tanks.
Go to your trash provider or trash, whatever you want to call it.
Trash provider.
Not your trash
I didn't get
provider.
my trash delivered this week. I'm sitting here without any garbage. Everyone looks like they're far more.
Your disposal provider.
Where is my trash delivery? I put the cans out at the curbside. I'm waiting. Everyone else has their trash. Do you want me to look like an idiot?
Sorry, sir.
What am I paying for?
Do you want general trash, or do you want hobo trash? Do you want the classic fish bones and flies, or do you want?
We go with large,
Some boxes, styrofoam, stuff like that would be fine.
Yeah.
Shredded paper, something documents that made me look important.
All right, sir.
I'm sorry for the confusion.
We are the nation's number one trash provider. Anyhow, if you call it your trash service, or go on their website, it will tell you how you can go about disposing of household hazardous waste.
I always forget to do that, so you end up with 45 cans of old paint in your house.
Yeah, that's true. You're just tuning in. It's Michael Cudlitz who is here with us.
The earlier roles, you were 90210. You're also in Dragon the Bruce Lee story, right?
Hey, Chinaman, teach us those moves.
Wait a minute. You were in that scene?
Yeah, he's one of the...
I am that scene.
Wait, where
I'm Bruce Lee.
No.
Dude, you were phenomenal.
I'm amazing.
You looked Asian.
Wait, when he was in the going to college and he's training in the...
I represent the man.
Okay, I have to go back and I've seen that movie a bunch of times.
But you
were very forgettable in it. I'm sorry.
Thank you. What's the show again? What do you guys do? When does this air? Is this on? This will be on TV later, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
but listen,
radio. They still do that.
We're huge in Lakewood.
I know nobody's there, so I couldn't tell you. I'll go back and see what's going on.
Listen, I got on board with The Walking Dead very, very late. It was I didn't start until the 6th season. Then I watched every day, and in fact, it helped me out. It actually helped me lose some weight because I made a decision that I got it on Netflix. And I'm going to watch. The only time I'm going to watch it is when I'm exercising. So it became my appointment to exercise. I could only exercise when I was watching Walking Dead. I could only watch Walking Dead when I was exercising. It was actually a really cool thing to do. So I became a huge fan of this. I've gotten all the way up to the end of season 6. And then it stopped on Netflix. It ends.
Oh my god!
And then I had to wait because I couldn't go watch the credit. I had to wait until it came back around. So that just recently.
And we kept you protected. We kept you in the
Nobody
dark.
told me anything. And Casey says, "Listen, before Michael comes in, watch the first episode of season 7."
He's a giver.
He is. I didn't watch it, but I read on my little prep sheet a little spoiler alert. So I found out today, man. I'm sorry.
All right, it's okay. I may or may not come back by the end of the season.
There's always flashbacks, man. And
no, last year. She's over here going, no, end of season 7.
I mean, even now, there's still some people who are not quite sure what happens to your character.
I know. Well, yes. And that's the thing where where does that line drawn? Where, you can't talk about that.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it's like,
come on, dude.
It's been a year.
Yeah.
We get to talk about it. Abraham's dead. Dead. Okay, if you're listening in your car and you're driving your kids to school, Abraham is dead. Not only Abraham is dead, then they kill Glenn.
Yeah. Oh, and that was
You're
pretty
right.
brutal,
There needs to be an expiration date.
Like a come to Jesus moment.
Yeah.
There should be, like in the Hunger Games, an announcement across on some universal PA system.
Yeah.
Okay, now we can talk about it.
For some reason, the final scene in the end of season 6 stuck with me for a long. I thought about it every single day, just because it was gripping, and obviously it was you don't know who's on the receiving end of the bat, and I just. I don't know why, but every single day, at least once a day, I would just think Negan, bat, head, and that's Who is it? And it wasn't.
And we all thought it was gonna be Maggie. Let's beat up the sick pregnant lady.
Yeah.
Right, network television.
To me, it didn't
look
matter
at
who
him.
it was. I just knew that somebody that I had cared about for a few years was going to be gone, and I had preferred it to be Eugene, but it wasn't.
Yeah, me too. I was hoping for that.
That annoying bastard.
The reaction. I'm a fan of the show too, so I was kind of like a little part of me was pissed off that they did us both at the same time. But it's kind of brilliant too because it's so brutal, and it is that reminder that Kirkman always says he wants to constantly remind the audience that it's a dangerous world that we're living in. It's not Star Trek, where Captain Kirk he's in danger, but that's okay because he'll be on next week.
Exactly.
It's like,
exactly.
he may actually blow Captain Kirk's head off this week.
Yeah,
and that changes the whole viewing experience.
It does,
and I would argue that these 2 deaths were not actually any more violent than anything we've seen on the show, but you don't care about any of those other characters.
That's a good
care
point.
about these characters.
Because other characters have been ripped apart.
Oh, Noah got it nailed in the revolving door up against the glass, getting ripped apart. We've had people literally holding their guts, going, "What? I don't." Jeez. I mean, there's been some really nasty, awesome visual stuff.
I think for me, I got to the game a season late. It might have been 2 seasons late, and for me, it was because I didn't want to watch a zombie show. And then I realized that this is not a horror show. And I didn't realize it until I was probably about halfway through the first episode, maybe the second episode, because I kind of watch horror movies with my hands over my eyes, and I realized that I didn't have to do that. And then I realized that the zombies are a background almost like the trees are. You know what I mean? And it was really all about the relationships between these people and, what that type of situation will do to a person.
Yeah, turn into when there's a overwhelming crisis,
Well, it's like if you had a chance to rebuild society, what would you do?
Yeah.
If
a
you had
feudal society?
And how would it fail? What are the same mistakes you would make?
WMMR.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you this morning by CSB Media Arts Center. You can train for a career in broadcast media, web development, social media marketing, and filmmaking at CSB Media Arts Center. That's in Cherry Hill. GoCSB.com. That's GoCSB.com. So I told you this is going to be the Twinsies. Bizarre File. So every story has a companion story to it. I'll start with 2 stories about people falling overboard.
I love this.
A 35-year-old man aboard a Carnival cruise ship fell overboard Monday off the Florida coast, and the Coast Guard said in a tweet that crews were searching for a passenger who went overboard on the Carnival Magic vessel around 186 miles east of Jacksonville, Florida. Yeah, as of Tuesday afternoon, the Coast Guard said it had searched 4,044 square miles over 19 hours, adding that it will continue to search with air assets. Security video shows a man leaning over the railing of his balcony and falling into the water about 4:10 a.m. on Monday. On late Monday afternoon, his companion reported him missing. According to a GoFundMe created by Jenny Lynn Blaser, the 35-year-old man is Ronnie Lee Pale Jr. and her partner, and said that it was his first cruise. Ooh.
You know what? We don't hear about this, but it's one of the big secrets of the cruise industry, how many people fall overboard every year.
Here's another one for you. A teenager baseball star jumped off a Bahamas cruise ship as a dare in a video shared just days after the U.S. Coast Guard called off the search. Video shows Cameron Robbins, 18 years old, from Louisiana, jumping overboard without a life jacket as his fellow classmates urged him on. The teenager, who had just graduated days ago from the University Laboratory School in Baton Rouge, was seen just his swimming trunks before suddenly disappearing. Passengers on board were stunned that Cameron had jumped off. Concerns quickly grew for the teenager as one person shouted, "Grab the buoy, grab the buoy." Cameron, who was just a few feet away from the cruise, started drifting in the opposite direction away from the buoy before disappearing into darkness. U.S. Coast Guard were dispatched to look for the missing teenager on Wednesday, but late Friday, the search was officially called off.
Was this an ocean liner, or was it what kind of ship was this?
It says it was a Bahamas cruise ship. So it's a cruise ship.
Yeah, you hit the water, if you're up on a higher deck.
Well, and not only that, by the time you get and report to,
they're
well behind you.
They're gone.
No, he was fine. You see him swimming. What's crazy is at one point you feel like you see maybe a shark swimming in there as well.
Oh my gosh! And it was at night.
It was at night.
Oh,
it was just
everything wrong.
And Coast Guard officials said we were informed that they were suspending the active search efforts pending further developments. A GoFundMe page has been set up by the teenager's family, who are going through an unimaginable situation. So they're counting him as gone.
Yeah,
that's horrible. All right, something lighter. 2 stories involving cheese.
Cheese.
Greater Victoria Crime Stoppers is looking for the charcuterie lover who stole a $600 wheel of Gouda. Whoever is behind the cheesy caper should, quote, get yourself out of the pickle you are currently in and visit the police station to clear the matter up, according to the police.
$600 for stuff can get pricey.
They said we must be crackers, though, if we think you're going to. So we are asking our fabulous followers to help out. If you know who our charcuterie lover is, please tell us. You will remain anonymous, of course, and they won't. Here's the other story involving cheese.
Yeah.
A woman was knocked unconscious while running down a hill to chase a 7-pound cheese wheel, but still managed to win her race at the bank holiday event.
I've seen these things.
Oh, yeah. It's been going on for ages in England. Video footage posted on social media shows Delaney Irving falling while pursuing the double Gloucester down almost vertical Cooper's Hill in Brockworth. Irving said she only realized that she had won the women's race when she woke up in the medical tent. Hundreds of people took part in the contest, which went ahead of the year this year despite safety concerns. Irving from Vancouver Island, Canada, told the BBC she was not cheesed off by what had happened.
Oh, Jesus.
And I know. And she said the race was good now that I remember.
It was good.
She said, I remember running, then bumping my head, and then I woke up in the tent, and I still don't really believe it, but it feels great. And the video, you see her just hit the ground, and she is out cold. But she rolls across the finish line before anybody else, even though she's out cold.
Have you ever ran down a hill like that?
When I was a kid, maybe, but it's crazy. There is a special on, I think it was on Netflix called We Are Champions.
Yes.
And they cover this extensively. It takes weird things like, yo-yo competitions.
Pianos that they run down they'll take pianos and go down a mountain while they're playing. Have you ever seen that? Or like a hill?
No.
Yeah.
But on this show called We Are Champions, they take pepper eating contests and stuff like that. But they covered this extensively, and it's crazy. People get hurt very, very badly.
I just saw yesterday on Instagram these people as they're running through a park. They're just jogging. These people are in a band. They start chasing them, playing Chariots of Fire as they're running behind them.
That's great.
It's hilarious.
All right, and then I have two kayaking.
It's kayak.
Oh, it's kayak. Okay.
Yes, it's hard to pronounce.
Jackie can't pronounce kayak.
Yeah.
All right, burglars with kayaks and wearing wetsuits broke into a home on Yarrow Point early Thursday morning. Problem is, I don't know where this is. I don't know what.
It's a Yarrow Point?
I don't know where Yarrow Point.
Yarrow Point?
At about 3:38 a.m., the burglars forced entry into the back glass door of a home. Yarrow Point is north of Bellevue along Lake Washington.
Oh, it's near Clyde Hill.
The home was occupied at the time.
It's outside of Dickford.
According to police, the burglars stole approximately $20,000 in cash from an unsecured safe and escaped on kayaks.
An escape on a kayak?
Paddling toward Kirkland. The police
We'll never get him now.
believe the suspects may have attempted to burglarize two other homes earlier that morning with their kayakis.
Keep the kayak running.
And then finally, a family was rescued after their kayaks capsized in the San Francisco Bay on Memorial Day. The family, made up of 2 adults and 2 children, were pulled from the bay just off Hunter's Point.
I would never kayak in that bay. The currents, everything. Sharks, it's horrible.
After their kayaks overturned, U.S. Coast Guard assisted in the rescue. Authorities said that 2 adults were evaluated at the scene and did not require hospitalization. However, the 2 children were taken to a local hospital for hypothermia. They are expected to be okay.
Aren't there signs clearly posted that say no kayaking?
Fire officials don't know how the kayaks capsized, but they said that the San Francisco Bay was choppy and windy on Monday, and so they didn't make it out. Well, they got them out, but they didn't make it unscathed. By the way, I have more twin stories, which
really,
we'll have
I
to
like
get
this
to
new concept.
Tomorrow morning, I didn't get a chance to get to all of them. All right, that's it in the B file. We have a couple of guests who are here in our studio. Make-A-Wish Foundation,
awesome,
it's amazing, and they do great things. Always have, and continue to do great things. I don't think we've ever spoken to someone who was a recipient of a wish before.
Yes.
And we're happy to have them in this morning, along with the Director of Marketing and Communications for the makeawish.org website. Please welcome, first of all, the director. Michelle Ruel is here this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. And the recipient of a wish is Leanne Purcell. Hey. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here, guys.
Thank you.
All right, Nick set this interview up. What got you going on this, Nick?
So Make-A-Wish helped my nephew Luke, and Luke is in remission from leukemia. He's doing really well, and I've done a lot of work with Leukemia and Lymphoma Society over the years, and then Luke actually got to make a wish, which is really cool. So they he aimed kind of low, and we're going to hear Leanne's story. All Luke wanted was a new bedroom. And so Make-A-Wish and Virginia came in, and they gave him a brand new bedroom and painted the walls and new furniture, the whole nine, which was awesome. And I've been chatting with Michelle from Make-A-Wish here locally in Philadelphia for a while, and she told me about Leanne's story, and Leanne aimed high, and she got herself a great wish. So we want to hear her story.
Before we hear the wish, what was your medical condition? Because you were, it was looking bad for you.
Yes, I had a liver transplant. I had something called Wilson's disease.
Wilson's disease.
Yes.
All right, and you went into complete liver failure, right?
Correct.
Okay. How old were you at the time?
I was 17.
Okay.
17, okay.
And this came out of nowhere, right?
Correct.
All of a sudden, you had jaundice. You were looking yellow, and you got kind of bloated, right?
Yes, I was typical high school senior about to start school, and then out of the blue, my stomach blew up, my skin started to get yellow. Went to the ER, and then I stayed there for the next 4 months.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah, so within the span of a week.
And did I read correctly that your best friend offered up
Correct.
40% of her liver to
Correct.
you?
My hero, Megan. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
And what happened with that?
Yeah, so I was placed status 1A on the transplant list, so within a week of it being admitted. And so basically that means you have a week or less to live. So that's reserved for worst of the worst. So whole family got tested, no one was a match, and Megan knew that she was the right blood type, all that. There's a lot that goes into it, and she kind of bypassed my family and said, I want to get tested. I know I'm a perfect match, and then she was.
That's amazing.
So you actually have her liver?
I have her liver,
Oh my
right?
gosh.
So weird, but so cool.
Are you guys still friends?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah.
Selena Gomez broke up with her friend who gave her a kidney, so it can happen. Yeah.
So, but it was rejected, wasn't it?
Correct, yes. So, yep. Everything that could have went wrong, honestly went wrong. Within the first month, my body rejected it, and then I was resistant to the treatment that they used. So I had this really crazy treatment, was in the ICU for another couple weeks. So yeah, I ended up staying about 4 months.
Wow.
Well, so what happens? It rejected. Did you need another one?
No. So your body views the new organ as foreign. So there's a high risk that you can develop rejection at any point in time, but especially right after. So yeah, I was immediately after.
Did they have to remove that portion?
No. So I had this crazy treatment that killed off my whole immune system, basically.
Whoa.
And then so I still have the same liver.
Okay, but is your immune system not intact any longer?
No, I'm good now. The first couple of years was tough, especially I started college the next year, so naturally got very sick all the time. But yeah, now I'm good.
And your health is good.
Once COVID came around, everybody was wearing masks.
yeah.
You were like,
I
this
started
is no
that
big
trend.
deal. Yeah, right?
I had to go
sure.
to high school with a mask. Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
All right. So at what point did Make-A-Wish come into the equation here?
Yeah, so then I ended up getting discharged day before Thanksgiving, and I got home. There was an envelope on my kitchen counter and had the Make-A-Wish logo in it, and I was like, Dad, what is this? And he was like, I have no idea. Just open it. And I had to read it like 5 times to be like, wait, what? I didn't know much about Make-A-Wish. I thought it was, reserved for kids that weren't going to make it. So had to read it a couple of times. And then within the span of a couple weeks, volunteers started coming in. They told me I could literally go anywhere, have anything, meet anyone. So after a couple weeks, I decided that I wanted to go to Greece. So I really shot far above the stars.
So bedroom furniture really
I
didn't
was
make
like,
the
no,
cut.
I'm good. I'm going to go as far away as possible.
No, you raise a good point too. It's for kids that go through the trauma of what you went through. It need not be a story that ends in there's no hope and we're giving the last because that's traumatic as well. Obviously, what you went through. So and I could see why you'd be confused. Like, wait, they do this as well, but they do.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michelle, I'd always thought that as well, that it was for, lack of a better term, terminal kids for Make-A-Wish. But what are the parameters?
So it is just a child who's diagnosed with a critical illness.
Okay.
So anybody can refer anybody for a wish. Wish.org/referrals will give you more information about that if you believe you have a child with a critical illness. We have an awesome person who does referrals and is able to go through all those forms, and we get doctor's forms and medical, and that's kind of how the journey begins, is seeing if you qualify for a wish. But about 83% in total of kids who get a wish live on to live long, healthy lives. So
That's wonderful.
the impact that this has is for a lifetime.
Yeah.
Leanne is sitting right here to tell you that. And
This
so
got
that's
started
awesome.
with a young boy who wanted to be with a police officer, I think, right?
Christopher, yep. So
Yeah.
it was 43 years ago now. So Christopher was 7 years old. He had leukemia. He lived out in Arizona. His mom, Linda, actually just came to one of our events a few weeks ago. And so when he got diagnosed with leukemia, they kind of gave him a 3 to 4 year lifespan. So they decided to just kind of live life. And he knew he was within his final days. The doctors kind of told them. And so the mom reached out to a friend who was part of the police department, and they let Christopher ride in a helicopter and go on motorcycles. And it was the best day. And his mom said that for as sick as he was, that day gave him this hope and joy and just let him live a life. And this police uniform that you guys can see there, so they had that special made for him.
Pictures of him in the studio.
Yep. And so they made sure that he had the full experience. So after his funeral, that group of 7 came together with just about $34 and started Make-A-Wish.
It's amazing.
How many wishes do you guys grant a year?
So our goal this year is to grant 330 wishes within our chapter. So our chapter is Philadelphia, Delaware, and the Susquehanna Valley. Right now we're at over 200.
Okay.
So Leanne said it said she could go anywhere, meet anybody. I mean, there's got to be a wish that somebody has wished for that you couldn't do. Like, what do you do if it's something you just can't accomplish?
We try to make the best. So every wish falls into one of 5 categories. I wish to go, I wish to meet, I wish to have, I wish to give, or I wish to be. I wish to meet. There are some celebrities who don't grant wishes. So maybe there's a different way you can do the wish where the person is still there, but you don't get a direct interaction with them.
Could the wish be to go to this person's house and egg it?
I've never heard of that, but
Okay.
you never know.
Well, because that's what I was thinking was more the celebrities. Like there's got to be people that you just can't get to, and so what do you do if there's a little kid who says they want to meet so and so and you can't make it happen?
Yeah, sometimes it's can you go to their concert and get a great experience? So there's all different things.
Right. Okay.
Michelle, one of my favorite recent ones was Pedro Pascal. The guy is just, he can do no wrong. I love him to death. And so Make-A-Wish Philadelphia. And by the way, we should emphasize this, that it is a national organization, but what we're trying to highlight here is what the local chapter does and what they did for Leanne. But tell about the kid that got to meet Pedro Pascal.
Yes, so Kaylee, so she went and she was so overwhelmed with emotion when she met him. She started to cry, and he spent time with her and stayed back and really made sure that she was okay. And so a wish to me isn't just, sometimes a quick interaction. Like the impact it has is something that will last her a lifetime.
Well, John Cena's raised that to an art form. I think he is the most requested and most delivered on Make-A-Wish supporter, correct?
Yes, he has granted more wishes, I believe, than anybody else. He will grant wishes at almost any event, and he is a huge supporter.
That's awesome. Who's up there in that realm? I talk about like Pedro Pascal and other celebrities who have participated.
So we've had Miley Cyrus. We've had different sports, celebrities too. So people have their favorite sports people and they want to meet them. And so that's kind of another great, especially in this city, something we get to make happen.
Sure. I just can't imagine that there's anyone who's not moved by this at any level.
Oh, my God.
I'm
getting teary-eyed while we're talking about it here. So I want to meet. I want to be. I want to go.
I wish to have.
What was that? I wish to have, and I wish to give.
Yes.
What's the wish to give? What's that?
So those are those who wish to give back in some way. So we've had people who have fed the homeless. We've had people who have given chairs to the oncology floor.
I'm really going to cry. Oh, my God.
We've had people give lung pillows. We have one coming up to help a shelter. So, yeah, they're kind of all different. We have one that wants to start their own foundation to support families during their cancer treatments in different ways. So I wish to give is kind of open-ended, just like all, and we try to make those happen.
And you're saying statistically the majority do make it, and obviously there are those who don't. But I mean, what an impact something like this can give. I mean, the experience is just phenomenal.
Yeah, Leanne, how did you feel, when you took the trip and came back and all that?
Yeah, it was the summer going into my freshman year of college, so it really marked like such a pivotal point in my healing journey. I was still pretty sick, but it just turned everything around. It made me so excited for my future. I ended up starting in the nursing program, switched to pre-med. And it just inspired me so much to just keep going at a time when I had nothing to look forward to.
Wow.
What was the best part of Greece?
Oh, we did okay, actually I have a couple, but in Athens, we hiked up this really huge mountain, and me and my dad were dying, but we were okay, we have to get to the top. And there was a really pretty church at the top, and so we're approaching it, and me and my dad just stopped and looked at each other, and we just both had tears in our eyes, and we were both thinking the same thing, and we just broke down because a year prior to that, I'm the youngest of 4 kids, and my whole family really rallied behind me, and he was told, his youngest daughter was not going to make it. So we stood at that top and just sobbed and hugged each other. And just,
It's amazing.
After your diagnosis was clear and you're doing better, were you then able to use the line, "What am I, chopped liver?" after that? Or has anybody ever used
No, that made my day. I'm going to use that.
Thank you very much. What am I, chopped liver? Well, this is such noble work. It's so, there are a thousand different ways that you can support someone who's going through a terrible thing, and they're all wonderful, but there's something extra special about what Make-A-Wish does, I think.
No, it is. And so we know that, about the medical side, we know about the donations, we know about that, but there's the healing power of attitude, the healing power of hope, the healing power of joy is absolutely huge. And so I know from people that that I've talked to with the prostate cancer situation, which touched me personally, and to see them be encouraged, that I believe so much that helps with overall health, a positive attitude. And here you are, a living example of it.
Yeah.
So,
and a lot of these things, Steve, obviously take money. So there's currently the Make-A-Wish Heroes campaign. And Michelle, I know we started this a month or so ago on PrestonandSteve.com. You can contribute to the Preston and Steve team, which I guess I'm the leader of or whatever. But the campaign itself is going on for how much longer?
So it technically ends today. It is wishheroes.org, but it does extend beyond that. So any gift is going to be used right here in our community. So that's the way Make-A-Wish is set up, is that by giving to Make-A-Wish Philadelphia, Delaware, and Susquehanna Valley, your money stays locally. That's the way Make-A-Wish is set up. It doesn't go nationally. We are funded locally by people just like those of you who are listening. So just know that your gift to Make-A-Wish funds a wish right here in your community, and really does make an impact. Just, here's Leanne and, a recipient of it. So, if you do, wishheroes.org, and there's a Preston and Steve page, and any amount can really help a child make this lifelong impact.
Leanne, you had your wish about 8 years ago or so. What's up in your life now? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm starting medical school in August.
That's awesome. Yeah. Where are you going to go?
Pecom, right down the road.
Oh,
right across the street.
Yeah. Come over anytime.
I will.
What do you want to do with that?
I definitely want to work with kids. I'm thinking maybe transplant, honestly, at this point. Yeah.
So wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
We'll see.
Well, thanks for coming by and sharing the story.
Thank you so much for
And
having
we're
us.
happy to send people in the direction of makeawish.org to see if you can help out, or if you need to reach out, that's there as well. So thank you for coming by, Michelle.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Michelle Ruel and Leanne Purcell, guys. Make a Wish. What a great group of people. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
How much does the Talking Dead series add to the fandom of this show? Because it's
the show's a very emotional show. You get very connected to the characters, and horrible things happen to them. And then you're left home alone with that. And this is a way to, I think, share what you're feeling, to sort of know you're not alone. And Chris has described it as the warm hug after the show. And we laugh at that, but I think it is. You get to process the show. You get to hear what other people thought about it. If you were, maybe you think, well, I think he or she is feeling this, or they're going through that, and then you hear people talk about it, and you get to sort of bounce your ideas off their ideas. So it is an extension in a way of the sort of the social media of it all, and that I think we like. I mean, we like that interaction. We like, knowing we're right or wrong, or being not necessarily corrected, but sort of like what happened there. And if somebody talks about it, and that is what happened there,
it's brilliant.
It's great. Yeah.
Michael, I wanted to ask us. I know you've voiced some characters in Call of Duty. They have a new World War II game coming out. Steve and I are massive fans of the World War II. I know they've spanned all kinds of different campaigns and so forth, but my favorites have been the one in the World War II. Did you voice any in that particular
nothing
game?
recent. I've been out of town for the last 4.
Okay.
Is voice acting for a video game a much different animal? Is it? We always hear it's sort of weird because you're kind of just freelining it, and that's it.
You're like basically this is a session, except you do it for 2.5 hours. Reload! Reload! Over here! Over there! Under there! Under here! Behind the tank! Behind the Jeep! For 2 days. 2 days.
2 days of that?
Yeah, and that's like, I wish I was kidding.
Yeah.
I wish I was kidding.
That's great. So, with the cutscenes, at least, you have a little bit of...
Yeah. Reload! Can't use that one. Reload! Reload? That's great! Yeah. What? No, it wasn't great.
Great to have you here. Thanks, man.
Thank you, guys.
Michael Cutlets, guys. It's here for Walking Dead. 93.3 WMMR. Visitor to Oktoberfest noticed a man slumped over at a festival exit with a baby attached to his front on Thursday. As the tourist slowly fell to the side, the anxious man took his baby from him. And Oktoberfest is the largest beer festival in the world, attracting a global audience for its mixture of strong beer, traditional Bavarian food, and fairground rides.
You know who went there this year? Matt Cowper.
Oh, yeah?
So it was sick.
It must have been sick. That's one guy who was there. He was getting sick all over the place.
His baby was there, and he was getting sick. It took a lot of people got sick because they drank too much and they got sick.
Organizers expect visitors' numbers to hit 6 million again this year. That's crazy.
Cowper said that there are, what it basically is gigantic tents, benches, and that's it.
Yeah.
Drinking.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
And people getting sick.
And people getting sick.
Yeah. How many million?
6 million.
Million sick people.
What was that again?
6 million sick people.
Sounds sick. All right, and then we'll do one more story. Man, this is wild. Amazing pictures from the Arctic show an army of more than 230 polar bears feasting on a washed-up whale.
We will control the humans. Our time has come.
After a bowhead whale became stranded and died on Russia's remote Wrangel Island, the extraordinary sight was witnessed by tourists on an Arctic cruise.
Look at all those suckers.
Yeah, a source at Wrangel Island Nature Reserve said there were at least 230 polar bears, including single males, single females, mothers with cubs, mothers with cubs, even.
Where are you from? Oh, wow. You've got a Russian accent. Yeah, that's great. Do you like whale? Well, let's go over and have a bite.
You could tell her about that time you went to Oktoberfest.
Yeah, it was sick. Everyone got sick. We were eating blubber and drinking beer, and everyone just got sick. What's my name? Cowper Bear.
It's a big polar bear singles mixer.
Are you kidding me? It was, there were single males, single females, mothers with cubs, and even 2 mothers with 4 cubs each.
MILF bears. Sick.
Cowper bear.
Cowper bear.
Experts called the
This
site.
is going to be a new thing the kids are going to, where's my Cowper bear? He can't go to sleep unless you give him his Cowper bear.
Called the sight of so many polar bears together unique.
You pull the string. Sick. Pull it again. Sick. Everyone loves Cowper bear.
Oh,
sick.
Oh, my God. Okay. So anyhow, the huge number could, in fact, amount as much of 1% of the entire world's population of the creatures. Yeah, tourists initially thought the bears were a flock of sheep. Sheep
are sick.
Although after viewing them from a distance, but as a boat drew closer, The lucky
Those aren't sheep eating that whale.
Vacationers realized that they were what they were witnessing. The mainly Russian tourists had
Just some
to
sheep eating a whale.
depart from a stopover on the island when they spotted the bears.
That seems normal.
Just seems like a flock of sheep eating a whale, the way sheep do.
No, I think they just saw them on the hillside and they thought they were sheep. One of the things that I've been wanting to do for a little while, I have Kathy and I both share a common ailment. We have lower back pain. We have a mildly herniated discs, which causes pressure on the nerves in your back and all this stuff. And our backs hurt all the time. But my neighbor has the same issue, and he's gotten past his problems. And so my neighbor Jaime he had done all these things, and he also goes, oh yeah, and I get acupuncture. And so all of this together has helped completely alleviate it from his life. And I'm like, well, I'm game.
Oh, yeah.
I'll do whatever I can to help get rid of this pain. So I've never had acupuncture before. And we're going to stick me with these little needles.
Today!
From Virtua Acupuncture, we want to welcome Heather Schultz to the show this morning. Hey, Heather.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello. And how long have you been doing this, by the way?
I've been practicing acupuncture for 7 years.
7 years.
Mhm.
Okay. And let me ask you this about acupuncture. Now, this has to do with the body's nervous system? Or that's what I've always been led to believe?
The acupuncture's effects do have positive effects on the nervous system. It also deals with the musculoskeletal system.
Okay.
And when we put acupuncture needles in you today for pain, it releases your endogenous opioids.
Your
natural painkillers
Okay,
that are in your
okay.
body. Well, also, we've had some really exciting research lately. It affects brain neuroplasticity. So your brain changes in response to stimulus.
Okay.
And so acupuncture over time can have positive brain changes that help you manage pain better.
Okay. And with that, and with doing it over time, how often should someone get treated? Say somebody like me who has described what my issues are.
So generally we recommend with chronic injuries, you are going to come in once or twice a week in the beginning for a couple of weeks and see what happens. And then you start spacing them out more until you don't need to come in that much.
Okay. All right, so you're going to get in my back and where else?
Hands and feet.
And Casey, can I get some appropriate music for...
Absolutely.
Preston, are you encouraged by this? I think because, this could be... I know a number of people have had very good results with this.
Chinese music, by the way, because this is a Chinese art, I believe, or Chinese medicine. Especially my neighbor, because I believe him. He's a smart guy, and he's had pain for years, and he believes this has worked for him. So I'm like, you know what? I will definitely give it a shot. So
he's like the neighborhood Fonzie too, right?
He's so cool.
Acupuncture's cool.
It's great. All right, so I got my shoes off. I can just head over there now.
All right, Preston's going to walk over. We're watching the process, and Preston soon will be pricked all over his body.
All right, and then a question: can I see one of the needles first, please? Let me see the needle. Oh wow!
How far does that go in?
I can almost not even see it. It's so thin. How far in does it go in, Heather?
It depends where you're putting it.
All right.
Okay.
Where are you putting it on me?
I'm putting it in your low back,
Yeah, and how far in will that go?
maybe halfway.
Oh dear God!
That's
my
fine.
pretty deep.
That's fine. All right.
All right,
Wait. Heather, does it help to have someone going, oh my God! Oh, just relax. Oh dear Jesus!
Preston Steve Show. Oh man, I forgot to get our secret text word winner. We'll have to do that in a little while. Not yet. Not just yet, because we're going to do another giveaway before we get into any of that. And we're going to do the lesson question. Today, we give away a pair of tickets as MMR presents Rival Sons and the Record Company with Starcrawler. It is this Saturday at Franklin Music Hall. And if you answer this question correctly, you will get some tickets. When you hump Al Pacino, it feels like you're banging what kind of bread? 215-263-WMMR. When you hump Al Pacino, it feels like you're banging what kind of bread? 215-263-WMMR. And you had to have heard that, so call only if you know the answer. We'll be doing the trash while you call.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
Brought to you this morning by Horizon Services. From cold showers to clogged drains, Horizon's highly trained expert plumbers are there when you need them with 24-hour emergency plumbing solutions. You can visit horizoneasybook.com to book in 30 seconds. What's up this morning, Steve?
Well, disgraced former Theranos CEO Elizabeth Holmes arrived at a Texas prison yesterday to begin her 11-year sentence for wire fraud and conspiracy. Apparently, during her first meal at the prison, Holmes claimed to have built an artificial human brain out of dinner rolls.
Wow.
I don't think she's learning her lesson. Priscilla Presley has settled her dispute over late daughter Lisa Marie's trust fund, but is being denied her request to be buried next to ex-husband Elvis. Priscilla says that if Elvis were alive today, he would be screaming and clawing at his decaying flesh. And finally, Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes is speaking out after the arrest of his brother Jackson Mahomes for aggravated battery. Patrick admitted that his brother is a punk-ass bitch and that he is a sniveling little pussy.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? And that's your Hollywood trash.
All righty, we'll see if you do indeed know the answer to this question today. And we need to know, when you hump Al Pacino, it feels, hang on, like you're banging what kind of bread? That is the question. And like we still are not, I'm not seeing anything up on this monitor here, so I don't know who I'm going to. I don't know
It's
what
the feature. It's the Anonymizer 5000
they
Preston.
want to talk about. So I'll just go to this caller. Hi, caller. Who is this?
Is it me?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian.
I'm sorry. What's your name, bud?
Brian.
All right, Brian. Do me a favor. Answer this question. When you hump Al Pacino, it feels like you're banging what kind of bread?
Is it halal?
Challah bread. You know, yeah. So, hello. He's the former lead guitarist of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but no, challah bread, and that's close enough. Brian, hang on the line. We're going to set you up, bud. You just got yourself some tickets to see Rival Sons in the Record Company with Starcrawler this Saturday, June 3rd, Franklin Music Hall. Tickets are on sale now via AXS.com. Text concerts to 39333 for a link to the MMR concert calendar and complete details. By the way, challah bread makes a great French toast.
It does.
Just to let you know.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
In my bedroom where my wife sleeps.
Oh, no children come and play with their toys?
I can do that.
Okay.
Where my children come and play with their toys.
Thank you. Horizon Services is our sponsor. Purchasing new heating and cooling system has never been easier. Horizon Services Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing will develop a custom solution installed the next day with no hassle financing. Book online at horizonezbook.com. Foo Fighters have dropped The Teacher, another new song and video in advance of their upcoming album. The nearly 10-minute-long clip goes between psychedelic images and old footage that looks like it could be that of a young Dave Grohl. Their 11th album, which is called Be Here We Are, but Here We Are, not Be Here We Are. It's due out on Friday.
It could be Here We Are.
They kicked off their tour last week and will be making several festival stops, including Bonnaroo next month and Chicago's Riot Fest in September. I sent this information to Chuck D'Amico. A tribute album to honor the music of Triumph.
Yeah.
Will be out later this year and will feature a host of rock stars. Heart's Nancy Wilson, Mickey Thomas of Starship, ex-Skid Row frontman Sebastian Bach, and Anthrax's Joe Belladonna.
Wait, Sebastian Bach?
Yeah. Among the artists involved.
I love Triumph.
In an interview that appeared in Blabbermouth, drummer Gilmore said that it should be out around the third or fourth quarter this year. He said, there's so many great musicians on there. I can't even tell you how thrilled we are. Some of those include amazing drummer Kenny Aronoff, who's played with everybody from mainly John Cougar Mellencamp to a gazillion other bands. And Bon Jovi guitarist Phil X, who previously played with Triumph in 1992 and 93 when Rick Emmett left the band. Tommy Aldridge, another amazing drummer who's played with Thin Lizzy, Whitesnake, and Ozzy, and several others. Plus Nita Strauss, longtime member of Alice Cooper's band, and has most recently been working with Demi Lovato, will be joining. The project is being produced by Mike Klink, who helmed Triumph's 1986 album Sport of Kings. So looking forward to hearing that. Sorry, one more time, you can say hi to Mike if you want. All right. And then we have one other story. Kiss. Maybe I have two. Yeah, I have two other stories. So,
well, what is it?
Wait a minute.
What is it? Music news, man.
It's two more. Kiss.
Exactly.
Announced details this week for their final concert in Australia. The date is October 7th and was initiated via a national petition. The Kiss Army Australia pleaded for the show, and that's how it was booked. The band stated the end of the road will detour one last time to Sydney for a final bombastic farewell. As unexpected as this is for us, we'll make it unforgettable for all who share the night with us.
Where was the final location supposed to be prior to this?
Madison Square Garden.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah,
So now it's going to be Australia.
No. They're going to do that before.
All right, because you'd have to finish domestically.
Yeah, they'll do that in October, and the final show, the entire tour, will take place December 2nd.
Good day.
Madison Square Garden in New York City. Throw another chicken on the barbie.
Dingo ate my chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, have you ever had the Alice Springs chicken at Outback?
I have not.
It is good.
The what?
Alice Springs chicken.
Okay.
Is it from Australia?
Well, it's from Outback Steakhouse. And
Nothing's from Australia.
What makes it so tasty?
The ingredients?
Is it a sauce or is it
it's made with love.
The things that go into it?
Yeah.
What's in this food? Ingredients, you say?
Yes.
The salt and the pepper.
That's the way everything should be made.
With ingredients.
Yeah.
It's got cheese on it.
All right.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
How exotic.
Well, Alice Springs is right in the middle of Australia.
How about that?
How about that?
Oh,
that
there
the
must be
antipode?
tons of deadly stuff there.
Yeah.
That's right. It might be, Case.
Yeah, that's what it's named after.
Alice Springs chicken.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You're going to love it in an instant.
It's close to the antipode of Philadelphia, is
I
it
love
not?
antipode. Well done, Casey.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That means if you bore down a hole straight down from Philadelphia, you'll end up in this dump.
That's another way to put it.
Yep.
Is it close to the?
Yeah.
If you dug from Philadelphia,
The antipode is actually like right off the coast of Perth. It's like right over here somewhere, which is in Western Australia. I don't remember how. Like maybe that was a stupid question one day or whatever, but I love antipodes.
Okay.
Big fan.
Yeah.
Huge fan.
Maybe they'll have antipodes chicken at Outback Steakhouse.
It could be antipode, like
Anti.
Yeah.
If
Hey,
you're
this is-
looking for good chicken, I'm your antipode.
This is Pode, my auntie.
And I'm Uncle Pode. And I hate this
I
bitch.
made them extra sloppy for you.
I don't know where that came from.
That's antipode. All right.
Wow. Alice Springs chicken, $18.99, 770 calories.
Oh, yeah.
That's a little calorically high for chicken.
Here are the ingredients. Sauteed mushrooms, crisp bacon, melted Monterey Jack and cheddar, and honey mustard sauce.
Does
Served
not
with
sound bad.
2 freshly made sides.
Yeah. It's great chicken.
Fallout Boy's founding guitarist Joe Troman has announced that he is returning to the band after a 4-month mental health break. He wrote via Instagram, "Hey everyone, I'm officially back, and I want to thank everyone for the love and support while I took some time away to focus on my brain and get healthy for my family, my friends, and myself. And I also want to thank Ben Young for stepping up and filling in on the shows that I missed. He's a true gentleman and a scholar, and I am stoked to be back in action. Can't wait to see everyone on tour this summer." And that's all I have in music news. Now we can give away our secret text word prize. So, Kathy, I would like you to give me a caller, please.
13.
All right, I like it. Call number 13, 215-263, WMMR. If you know the secret text word and you are the 13th caller, we got tickets for Kevin James playing Friday, June 16th, the Academy of Music. We'll give away a random pair, too, in a little bit. Stay with us. We'll return shortly.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
I took those guys out years ago.
Should we dim the lights?
You want to dim the lights?
Let's dim the lights.
All right.
Just a little bit.
All right, so we'll dim the lights.
I want this to work for Preston.
Me too. All right, so I'm just lying here, and I'm waiting for this to happen.
All right, Kathy cannot watch. This is why Kathy was screaming and begging for mercy and telling Preston he was
The first one's in, and I did feel a little pinprick, but it didn't feel like it went in very far.
How long do sessions usually last?
So it's going to take me just a couple minutes to put the needles in.
Okay.
And then I would usually let him hang out for about 25 minutes to let them kind of do their work.
We'll try to give him a good run. You know, we can run the show. Preston can do most of the show. A lot of people don't know. Most of us do the show completely on our stomachs anyway.
Kathy. How much?
How horny are you right now?
How much would it take for me to pay you to get one needle?
Well, listen, if she put it in my back and I couldn't see it,
Mm-hmm.
it's having to look at it.
You offer $500?
Yeah. 500.
Yeah. So, Preston, you have a few in your lower back right now.
I didn't even notice.
See, and Heather, this is, as it's done, I've seen people do it. There's a little bit of twisting back and forth to move him in slowly, or how's it? How do you manage to do that without him feeling it at all?
The needles are so tiny.
So tiny, okay.
You can fit 20 to 30 of these needles in the head of a injection needle like you had earlier today.
Okay, all right.
So, Heather, should I just relax and try to center? Or
Preston, I would
what?
think of things that you enjoy. Think of your family. Think of, I don't know.
Bukkake videos?
Your favorite bong. Bukkake videos.
Favorite bong.
I would think of.
Sorry. I snorted.
I would think of MILFs.
Oh.
Kay Parker, Preston.
That's old school.
Yeah. I would think of a cup and 2 girls.
Oh, dude.
All right, so how many needles are in now?
9 needles.
9 total so far, yeah.
Are you done putting needles in him?
I was going to put one on the top of his head.
Please
but
do
his,
it. Do it. He cut his hair extra short.
Yep.
Oh, there we go.
Now, this is the one, Heather, you said has to be driven in with a hammer, correct?
Wow, on the top of my head.
Yeah.
You feel that one, Preston?
No.
Okay.
Is it already in?
Yeah.
No, I didn't feel that at all.
I'll say this. Do you seem at peace, Preston? I know you usually come in here screaming and throwing things around, and here you're at peace.
I'm enjoying this.
Do you feel anything?
No, I'm just trying to relax, not move, and accidentally roll over and jam these needles all the way into my skin.
Well, as Heather said, this isn't the optimum condition, but if you were to follow up and stay at it, do you have every confidence he would start to experience the benefits of it?
Yes, certainly.
Okay.
He would start to see benefits within a treatment or two.
Within a treatment or two, Preston.
Yeah, and I plan on it. You remember I'd said earlier in the week that I think it would be nice if everybody tried to do one nice thing. I want to thank my buddy Casey here.
What'd he do?
Well, the past few days, I've come into the studio after doing my prep work in the other room here, and then I come in, about 5 minutes before the show starts to get ready to begin, and there has been a nice, piping hot mug of coffee sitting.
Wow.
Isn't that that's made my week, dude. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And it might make my wake too.
It made your wake.
Hopefully not.
We're just planning ahead because obviously the whole Alabama thing. I mean, who knows?
You never know.
You're flying into a hurricane.
But it made my week. Thank you. Simple little gesture like that.
Today, I was only paying it forward because Steve brought me a nice piping hot cup of coffee as well.
You see? The movement is spreading.
It's like cancer. No, I mean, it's that's not good. It's like it's a wonderful thing.
Yes. So
it's awesome.
So do that. Have a cup of coffee ready for somebody when they come in today. They'll be so delighted and happy.
Spit in it.
Yeah.
No.
Don't spit in it.
Don't
it's
spit in it.
it's the wonderful. You feel good when you pay it forward.
And you know what else has been nice?
What?
Kathy's been extra gussied up the past couple of days.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I think it's the glasses.
Yeah, maybe it's
you
a
look
different
really,
look
That's
for
a
you.
sexy look on you.
Thanks.
You looked much better yesterday.
Until you just made that face.
You ruined it.
Dear God.
All right, thank you.
Why, thank you. I'm having issues with my contacts. That's why I'm wearing my glasses.
She smushed her face when she said, thank you.
You do look great in glasses, though.
You do.
If you have people with you have beautiful eyes.
Thank you.
The glasses look. I think girls with glasses. That whole thing is BS. I think I think they look. It's a great. When my wife got these great frames, I'm like, keep wearing. They look awesome.
Yeah. I wear glasses every day, but at night, right before bed. Where I'm in my house, I don't usually go out in them. But the past couple of days, I've been wearing them.
Why not the contacts? Sometimes they irritate after a while.
No, it's called pink eye.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
So now we're going to move on to something that I've had in mind for a long time, and now the dream is coming true. I actually have sitting next to me a bag full of vibrators.
Yes.
So if that gives you
Because
any
it's
indication.
Friday.
It's Friday.
Yeah, and sometimes someone likes their butt tickled a little.
Well, the best thing was Marissa comes in today, and she just walks up next to me. Her desk is directly next to mine. She turns this bag upside down and just dumps 5 vibrators out on the table.
But there's a reason for this madness.
There
It's
is.
something that has caught your fancy. You saw a video.
I did.
And you said, we got to try this.
Probably a couple of years ago, and I'm like, why have we never done this? So we've created, actually Casey created this. I said, dude, can you build me this? He said, well, let me look into it. And sure enough, he has done it. We have in our studio a vibrator racetrack. So we're gonna do a live test of this track here in our studio. And if this works, then we'll have an idea of something that we can expand on this, and I'll get you that in a moment. So
we'll expand on dildos.
Do you want to try this out?
I do very
All right,
much.
so I'm gonna reach in and just randomly grab one.
Now you've never met these dildos.
I've never met this. So I grabbed a.
You picked a good one.
Is this a pink one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's yours?
Yeah. So this will be me.
Okay.
And then here. I'm rubbing it on the microphone.
The force is strong with this one.
And we'll do a couple. We'll try a couple of these and see if it's.
I don't want that one.
And just grab one.
Preston, at the adult store, is this the way most people select their stuff?
Yeah.
They reach into
have
a
big bag. You reach in. Here you go.
All right, thank you.
I went with this one. You can see it vibrate.
That one's much louder than mine. Hang on.
It's big.
Take it away. This is mine. And then yours.
Okay, Casey has what I would call the hot rod. What color is this? Copper?
Like a maroon.
Nah, like a
Maroon.
burgundy.
Burgundy, yeah.
Burgundy.
I'm gonna.
Come on,
Mine is
Kathy.
sort of a happy medium.
All right, Kathy.
There are two remaining.
I-
Pick it a good
vibrator.
one.
I feel bad that Marissa can't take part.
Kathy's reaching in. First time ever her hand has been on a vibrator. Oh, she got one that's kind of contoured and has a little curl at the end.
Now, this is a European model, Preston.
Turn that on, Kathy. Let's hear it.
Ooh, that sounds almost nautical.
The two of you just got like turned on, maybe.
No. It sounds like it's singing.
It's like my voice.
Hang on, let me harmonize. Hold on. No. That's how I'm playing chords on the guitar. It's a D.
Yeah.
All right, stop. Hold on. Ready? Play it.
What is it? That's very cool.
All right, Nick. Pull yours up.
All right, so in typical McElwain fashion, I got the skinny pink one.
Yeah, you did. You got the littlest one.
This will get the job done fast.
Hey, let's go racing, fellas.
Yeah!
Boogity, boogity, boogity. All right, so take your chosen vibrator over to the tracks. We have to turn them all on. Those days. Casey described it as the most Nickelback song he's ever heard, which is kind of
true.
I understand what you're saying there.
Yeah.
You can't get more Nickelback than that.
I'm not
Nickelback.
gonna knock on Nickelback because
I gotcha.
it's just an easy punchline. They do write
agree.
some.
You're not going to knuckleback?
I'm not gonna knuckleback it.
No knucklebacking. No, I'm with you. There's some songs I like, and some are like,
Dude, I saw them in concert one year, 2013, 2014, something like that, and it was a great show. I can't believe how much fun I had, and I went in completely skeptical, completely ready to knuckleback them, and I enjoyed it. It was a good time.
I love Knuckleback now.
Yeah.
It could be a new favorite. But those days, that's the name of that song. It is 10:41, and it's Wednesday morning. Wednesday's a new Monday.
It sure is.
Because we haven't done our letter of the day for the Word of the Week prize yet. And
They say you get more work done in a 3-day, 5-day work week.
Okay, so I don't know who we're going to.
It looks like line 5.
Again, with the phones here, I don't know. Hi, mystery caller. What's your name?
My name's Ed.
Hey, Ed. Nice to have you on, bud. All right, Ed, if you tell me the secret text word, you get a prize. What is it?
Is it fingernail?
Yes. Fingernail. Hold on a moment, Ed. We'll get you info. We're going to set you up. We're going to give you a pair of tickets to see Kevin James, the Irregardless Tour, Friday, June 16th, the Academy of Music. And tickets are on sale now via kimmelculturalcampus.org. And our random texter was Diane Skelza, who is from Collegeville. So, Diane, congratulations. Same thing. You're going to see Kevin James Friday, June 16th at the Academy of Music. Tickets on sale, like I said, at kimmelculturalcampus.org. So, congratulations to you. Pierre Robert is here. How you doing, man?
Good day.
Were you in yesterday?
No.
Okay, neither were we.
Yeah. So first day back for all of us.
Wonderful. Welcome to it.
Thank you.
Did you have an enjoyable holiday weekend?
Yes.
Awesome. Did you go anywhere?
I did.
Where did you go?
California.
How was it?
Wow.
It was lovely.
Excellent.
I was out on a boat on Lake Tahoe just yesterday, in fact.
Wonderful.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, it was really lovely, quite lovely.
Nice. Excellent. Well, I guess letter of the day then?
Yes.
All right, let's do that thing.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
And the Preston and Steve Show brought to you today by the letter
R as in revivalist.
All right, and we are going to give away a Dads Want Steak package. That's what it's called.
They do.
Yeah, it's from Omaha Steaks. It includes butcher's cut top sirloins, Omaha Steaks burgers, gourmet jumbo franks, Omaha Steaks seasoning, and more. And you can get Dad what he really wants. Omaha Steaks, perfectly aged, always tender, and guaranteed delicious. Use promo code WMMR at checkout to get $30 off of your order, and minimum order may be required. So we'll give it away. Just need 3 letters. That's right, mister. And we'll give it away on Friday. We're looking forward to it. What's coming up on the program today, sir?
Speaking of revivalists, we will have a pair of tickets for their show coming up at the Man on July 12th. And Friday at 2 p.m., as you mentioned earlier, we will do the playback of the Revivalist archive session we did. Blocks today of Led Zeppelin for John Bonham's birthday would be 75, Struts, and Fleetwood Mac.
Excellent. Right. That's a full boat. And
yes, sir.
I would like to thank our sponsors. Preston and Steve Show brought to you today by Dunkin'. Preston and Steve Show runs on Dunkin'. Also brought to you by Polar Seltzer. Why be flat when you can sparkle? Refreshingly natural Polar Seltzer. Tomorrow on the program, our buddy Drew Gulak from the WWE.
Love that guy.
He'll be in studio. He's always great chat and loves this area. Composer Laura Karpman will be joining us tomorrow
she's a
morning.
Michael Giacchino acolyte, and she is the composer for the new Marvels movie that's coming out later this year, and it's going to get its world debut right in Philadelphia.
That's excellent.
Philadelphia Orchestra, yeah.
And we love adding to our roster of composers on the program, which is really cool. Don't forget, Haverford High School in Havertown. You get to vote for coolest teacher. If you go to school there, text the word teacher to 3933. Get the voting link tomorrow morning. Bright and early, we'll find out who that winner is. That's it. We're done. Rage on and have a great day, and we will see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.